welcome to episode 61 of the Wilderness Podcast, the Oldschool Runescape podcast done every week by myself, Dilz, and with me, as always, is Deagin.
Hey, how's it going?
It's pretty standard.
Yeah?
How's everything with you?
Oh, I can't complain.
Oh, that's a nice change.
Yeah. Yeah, for once. Well, I mean, I can complain, but I won't. Actually, I probably will at some point.
As is tradition.
Yep.
What were you up to this week?
Let's change it up. You go first, because I'm gonna ramble. I know it. So you go first.
Oh, man, I'm caught off guard. You can't do this shit to me.
Yeah, that's the point.
All right, so let's start on the weekly segment of complaining about the Airbnb situation I'm in.
Mm-hmm.
Now, hopefully next Friday, I think I've said that like 4 or 5 times. Next Friday, we're moving in. But it's kind of what I'm going through, so let's put everyone else through it as well.
Yeah.
Even though I bet nobody else cares. Anyways, so hopefully next Friday we can move in. We can get some internet set up and whatnot. And get a better connection, because again, if this episode's janky, gotta make that disclaimer. It's I'm using my hotspot right now, and yeah, sometimes it gets pretty brutal. Anyways, moving on to what I did in RuneScape. What did I do? I know I did some Cerberus.
Nice. How'd that go?
Pretty difficult on this bad connection.
Mm-hmm.
Thank God for like the 1 hour timers on your death.
Yeah.
Because I died so many times where I would my guy would just pause for a minute, and then the 3 ghosts would just combo me out like really hard, and I would just drop. But I was able to have like 5 stacks of sharks in the Cerberus room. So a few times when my connection kind of stabilized a bit, I was able to get like a full inventory worth of loot, just because you can just feed off your dead body.
Yeah.
So yeah, did some of that. Yeah, I'm thinking. I think only thing I can come up with is Cerberus, really. Some Slayer. Started to do a little bit of farming because I want to get my Herblore up for no reason, really. But it's a hard skill to train. It's really expensive if you want to put the money into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got 90 defense, so we're gonna stay at that level for a while.
Yeah.
While I get my attack to 99. That's the next goal.
Nice.
Yeah, that's basically all the notable events. Yesterday, you and I, we went, and a couple people from the CC, we had a little Revs party.
Mm-hmm.
So that was actually a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
We were like half PvPing, half PVMing at the Rev Caves.
Yeah.
But we were really just dicking around because I wasn't expecting too much, because 1, I'm terrible at PKing, and 2, I'm just lag central over here, so
yeah,
we were just dicking around. But it was actually a lot of fun. It was fun to just kind of
got a couple kills. I died once.
I died like 8 times. It was fun to not be efficient for once and actually just go and like do something in RuneScape just for fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everyone gets so tied up in the no XP lost mentality that like it's nice to change it up once in a while.
Yeah. It was pretty fun to like run around and get little scraps and get chased down by a clan and escape.
Yeah, or die a bunch. Like I died a lot, but still I had a lot of fun. Oh, one time this was so pathetic. We jumped some PVMers, which I assume they were PVMers, and they started to run away, but then they like turned around and started attacking me in the non-multi zone. And he's with his ballista, and I think he had an Arbordell Godsword. Anyways, point of the story is he was able to spec me out and KO me, which is just the most embarrassing thing to ever happen if you're actually like trying to PvP properly. Anyways, I run back to the same world, and he's still there with his other friend. They instantly both ballista me and kill me right off the get-go.
Oh my god. I remember that.
Oh, it was so bad, but it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, we like world hopped and we're like running back to Rev's caves and like, I'm dead. And we're like, what? Oh, you're not even in our world. You're in the same one. Yeah, I went back and they got me.
Went to go loot my sharks, but it's the way she goes.
Yeah, you got.
Yeah, it was a good time.
I don't know. I tried to set it up, but I did it like pretty half-ass. I was kind of like, just like in our events thing on Discord, and I said it a couple times to CC. Hey, we're gonna do a little revs party. Come along, and people weren't sure if it was PVM or PvP, so a lot of people were like, maybe next time.
Yeah,
But we still got like 4 or 5 people, maybe. I don't know. We had like a nice little group.
Yeah, and it was just like, yeah, it was a lot of fun. A bunch of varying levels. There's a bunch of time where somebody's getting attacked and we're like, sorry, we can't help because we're too high of a level.
Yeah. I felt really bad watching that go down. It's like, man, I need a peer for this moment. Need to get like my Zerker going or something.
We're here for moral support at this point.
Yeah. Hey, you Rambo spec someone out though. That was pretty awesome to watch.
Yeah, I killed like a 1 defense level 90 pure.
It was just nice that his clanmate, like, okay, so what happened was this guy attacks Dilz, and Dilz just like fighting back, but he's also wearing pure gear just because for the fuck of it.
Yeah, I'm like level 120, and I'm wearing like a leather body and a coif and stuff. Like I look like a 1 defense pure.
But he just pulls out his DDS specs 3 times and hits like stupid numbers every time and just drops a guy. And his clanmate's like, really? 3 specs? Like, question mark? It's like, well, your buddy's dead. What are you gonna do about it?
Yeah, and I'm just sitting there, I'm like, all I really had to do was make sure those specs go off. Like, it's not like any skill was put into that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm just like a higher level with higher defense, and I'm facing someone with like basically no defense.
Yeah.
So that shit's just kind of bound to happen.
Mm-hmm.
It was good. It makes me want to do like, I don't know, it'd be cool to have like maybe a monthly event or something like that for the podcast where we just kind of get some people together and go fuck around in game. I've talked about it before, doing like Barbarian Assault and stuff like that, but maybe once I move into the new place, we'll actually plan something.
Mm-hmm. I've tried getting Barb Assault going, but like, it's kind of daunting to be like, hey, you want to do this for 5 hours?
Yeah, I mean, but you dedicate like a Saturday evening, you tell some people, hey, if you want to just play for fun, or if you want to get your Barbarian Torso, or maybe you want to get your Penance Hat, or maybe you want to get level 5s and all the jobs, I don't know what you'd want to call them, the different roles.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, including myself, you're kind of like, oh, well, you can't really show up. Well, you can, but you don't want to show up for like 1 run. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So a lot of people like kind of like don't want to do it in the end. But yeah, like I'm gonna try and set up some more and like give more of a heads up so more people are down to like, all right, this is what we're doing at this time on this day, instead of it being super loose.
Something we definitely have to plan out, or to start planning, because even after the little Revs event, we went to a guy in the CC was building up his house, and he kind of wanted to show it off a bit. So we decided, we all went over there, a couple of us went over and just kind of went to the boxing arena and stuff like that, but it made me, this didn't make me, but it reminded me that I forgot what house parties in RuneScape were like back in the day.
Oh yeah.
Like, they were so much fun. There's so many games you can play. They have a hangman mini game you can play within your player-owned house.
Yep.
They have horseshoes. They got darts. You got an archery thing, and they got a combat area. And then they have like a dungeon where you can put your own like monsters and shit to like fight people. You can put traps and whatnot. So it made me want to really build up my house. I'm probably not, because I don't want to lose my bank again, spend my whole bank on fucking leveling construction, but yeah, it made me look into it, and I was like, man, I kind of want to build all these fun things that you just don't see anymore. Like, if you go to World 30, which is supposed to be the house party world, it may as well just be the Gilded Altar world.
Yep.
That's all anybody's doing. I don't know, it'd be great to try to bring those back, sort of.
Mm-hmm.
My only issue is, like, for the mini games and stuff, you can put a chest in the room where, like, the winner of, let's say, Hangman or the darts or whatever it is, they win the money that's in the chest. So this is something that I would love to, maybe I'll try to ask it on the next Q&A for Jagex, but the most money you can put in the best chest is 1.5k.
Are you serious?
That's it.
That's pretty trashy.
That's like, if it was 15k, I would still say that's like not a lot. But 1.5k, it's such a fucking retarded amount to have to like, oh, look, you won 1.5k. Like, you give it to a level 3, I don't even think you could buy full bronze with, or maybe you could buy full bronze, but you can't buy full iron or something like that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's not even enough money to help like a level 3.
Yeah, they definitely need to raise that. It's a good point.
It seems to me like it's just something in the game that people don't even look at anymore. Where they're like, yeah, but why would we upgrade the chest at 1.5k? But what? We put 1.5 mil and then nobody's ever going to use it. And you're just like, you start having house parties with a 1.5 mil reward?
Mm-hmm.
Shit, yo. 150k? You'll have people playing darts like 24/7.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. But yeah, something I might put on my little list of goals to work towards, because it's almost like the exact opposite of playing efficiency.
Yeah, I mean, it's a, it's a sandbox game meant to have some fun, so it's good to do things just for the sake of having fun.
Yeah, and I remember, like, just being in a small clan back in the day, and they would have, like, a house party. You'd all go to the person's, someone's house who was built up, and you would just spend, like, an evening fucking around. You know what I mean? All on MIRC, I don't know. A lot of cool things in construction. It's sad that you don't see too much of it, or a lot of it gets forgotten.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's basically what I did. What you been up to?
I got a lot done this week.
Yeah.
Which is a nice change, because usually it's like, I did nothing. So I went and grinded out 94 magic.
Nice.
And then I went and grinded out 82 construction.
Oh shit, okay. Those are 2 of the bank-breaking milestones.
Yep. So I spent about 25 mil on both skills.
So 50 mil total?
Yep, 50 mil total.
Shit, boy.
I was like building on my house. I got like everything, but not everything, but like all I wanted was like the ornate pool and the Edgeville necklace, or mounted edge, or what am I saying? The mounted glory in my house, just so I could, PK and teleport, drink up, teleport back. And
mounted glory is like level 50, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's level 41.
Yeah, okay. So it's pretty good.
Yeah, so I got the glory done, but then I got all the pools except for the last one, and so I did a check like 5 seconds ago. So 27 attempted boosts.
Nice.
Didn't get it. So I'm like, all right, that's fine. What I'm going to do, I have like 200 lobsters left. I'm going to use them all on my cat. I'm just going to get a crap ton of orange spice, because I have to get 83 construction at some point, so I get the ornate jewelry box.
What does that give you access to?
You put the ring of dueling and all those like random things in it, and you can just, there's like 30 little teleports within it.
Yeah? Okay, I gotta look it up then, because the one I currently have is pretty shit tier, but it gives me the games necklace and the ring of dueling.
Yeah. Yeah, the ornate's really good, but it's in the same room as the altar, where you can change your spells.
Can you put a Slayer ring in there?
I have no idea. I know it goes like 1 to 9, I think, and then there's like I, J, K, L, like all those buttons. Like there's so many teleport methods through there that it's really good to have.
Shit.
And you need 83 construction to get the +8 boost to get. So I honestly should have done that. I should have just went straight to 83, because in the process of getting all these stews or these spices, I end up lagging out and my fucking cat dies.
Ooh.
And it sucks because out of all the boosts and stuff, I had a podcast or some random shit going, and I'm staring okay, he's at half health, he's gonna take 1 damage, and then, you know what I mean? I'm paying so much attention to make sure my cat doesn't die.
Yeah.
And then I go and click it, and I'm like, no heal. Oh, no one's attacking. Oh, fuck. Okay, my food went in. Oh, and he's dead all of us. Oh my god, that rat hit 10 times in a row, and I lagged out for that amount of time where I didn't actually log out. Yeah, this is bullshit. I don't know if it counts as you being in combat or something. I don't know, but so as we speak, I'm fishing and growing my cat again so I can get back on the boosts.
Growing some cats. Yeah, that's like deja vu. I went through the exact same thing. I feel like I would look down to check the time on my phone, look back up, and it's dead.
Yeah,
it's shit like that.
It's kind of annoying, but I'm probably just gonna get 83 construction, and then it makes getting the pool way easier, and then 2, I can get the next box, and then I'll get like maybe I'll get this thing to change spells. I'm not too sure.
That thing's so useful to have.
It's getting to the point where it's like I'm putting I want to wait a bit.
Like, it is something you could just teleport to Remington and then use somebody else's house in World 30, but I don't know. I really like having mine. Like, since I started farming, I bring my lunars, and I can just do the fertile soil or whatever.
Yep.
So many times I'm just bouncing around between the magic spell books, and like I don't have to. I don't know. I just find it so much more convenient.
Yep. Yeah. I just I don't want to completely break my bank yet. Like, I've spent 50 mil this week, and I killed like 20 grotesque gargoyles and stuff. Didn't really get anything good. I mean, you get some decent consistent money, but I just kind of do because like, I really want the pet.
Yeah. Okay.
So I gotta grind that out still, but I don't know. I want to just kind of get the pool and just kind of PK a lot because we went to like the Revs caves and stuff, and I don't know, PKing is a lot of fun. I still tried to do some PKing last night, but the issue is like my bounty target will either be a guy doing Darok risks, and he'll say, "Hey, go get your Darok set," and I'm like, "No, I'm trying to learn how to PK. Fuck that, skip target." And then I get someone wearing like a Zerker outfit, like I am. And then they just fucking run up to you like AGS Gmall spec you and tell you out. And you're like, oh, okay. It's just like, it's hard finding like I found one fight that was like, I was having a lot of fun fighting this guy. And then he just randomly double ZGS specs me for when I'm at full health because we just both weren't hitting each other for a bit. And then he just tellied and you're like, dude, like what? It's bullshit. What the hell?
Yeah,
kind of annoying.
Like you're an unlucky one when it comes to that stuff, because like it happens a few times. But then again, I'm not really picky. I'll face anybody as long as you're not gonna rush me for the most part. Like I've found T-Herok fights, but like they just wouldn't skull, but they would bring like dragon boots instead.
The guys I was getting as targets, they were already skulled, and they don't want to like. They want to have a Darok risk fight. That's what they're there for. Because like everyone I'm fighting is maxed, right? They're all like 122 to like 126.
That's understandable, though.
I mean, it's fine. Eventually, I'll get there, and whatever. I'll probably get killed a couple times, but I probably did some other things. I'm not too sure.
I just want to cut him real quickly because I want to talk about the Ornate Jewelry Box. Because I just looked it up. So it gives you access to Ring of Dueling, Games Necklace, Combat Bracelet, which is all the guilds, the Champions, Warriors, and Ranging Guild in the Edgeville Monastery. Skills Necklace, which is all the skill guilds. The Ring of Wealth. And it gives you a spot for your Amulet of Glory, which seems a bit... I mean, I guess keeps it consistent, but most people already have an Amulet of Glory there anyways.
Yeah, I mean, in that spot, though, you can mount other things. Legends Cape and stuff like that. So maybe if they're like, I don't know, I want to show off my Legends Cape.
I know personally, I like being able to just left click the glory and teleport to Edgeville. Yeah,
it's really nice.
So with the Ornate Jewelry blocks, you'll have to right click it or whatever it is and dive in. And by the way, the one of the first upgrades for their magic altar, it's like 7 mil or 8 mil because you have to get the Pharaoh Scepter.
Yep.
For ancient magics, plus like 10,000 runes or some shit. So it's expensive, but yeah.
Oh yeah, it's really expensive. I think that's mainly it though. Hopefully I'm not forgetting anything. Pretty sure that's it. But I did like a lot of grinding, like 20 to 25 like AFK hours of magic, and then like 10 to 12 of like super click intensive construction. Like I played a lot of fucking RuneScape this week in terms of like doing 2 skills, but I'm at like 1933 total level, so I'm getting close to 2K.
Damn. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Makes me want to like start actually getting my farming up and my fire making and stuff. Just to hit 2K.
Skills are so easy to do as well.
Yeah, like, they're my lowest. Like they're both 67, which are my lowest skills.
Wow, that's it's kind of nice.
Yeah, I mean, I could get base 70s, like, 3 days from now if I do trees and stuff. Or even, like, today, I guess, if I were to do teeth farming, but that sucks. But whatever. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Real life, just been like apply to a bunch of places. Hopefully I get a call back, but who knows? Like for work.
Nice.
Yeah, that's pretty much it though.
All right, you ready to move on to our next segment? Finally have a reason to use this. That's right, it's time for us to complain a little bit about PvP updates.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you were talking, it reminded me that I went out and got my Mage Arena 2 cape.
Oh shit, I did too. Forgot to mention that as well, yeah.
Oh, nice. So we can both talk about our experiences with it. Do you want to start her off?
Okay, hold on. Do you know how long it took you?
Sort of. I mean, it's kind of not fair to say for the most part because the first chunk of time it spent me because I thought it worked differently.
Mm.
And then I realized that it's like, it worked a different way.
Okay. So, I didn't have that issue, but it took me, and I have it recorded, 2 hours to get.
Wow.
Yeah.
I know a big complaint was people were saying it takes about 20 minutes or so to get.
Here's what my issues were. First of all, I did it really late at night, and I got attacked twice by PKers. I died once, ran away once. They call me a retard, which kind of hurt my feelings.
Man, sorry to hear about that.
Yeah, just whisper them I voted no. I didn't actually, but so what happened? Okay, first of all, people can jack your fucking demons. Did you know that?
Wait, like multiple people can fight the same demon?
No.
I know most of them, if not all of them, are in multi-zones.
Yeah, so this is what happened. So I'm trying to find the Guthix demon, and I find him, and he's like I linked the map in our Discord, and there's like, there's a gap in between like the pool, the river of lava. Then you kind of like can run past that, and then you're pretty close to Callisto, and there's a spawn there. And so I run there, and what I was doing was I was running around with no food, just spamming it, trying to find it, because I had an issue where I'm standing like where, like, I go through every single fucking spawn, and it like says I'm like, you're getting warmer, oh, you're colder, and it's like, this has to be the spawn, and it wasn't working, and then I had to like relog, and then like doing the exact same method, and I would find it anyway. So I would run around and like scout it, find the area, then run back and grab my shit. Because, like, it does so much fucking damage that literally if I'm down 3 sharks, I can't kill it. Even with, like, 4 brews.
I found it's, like, very RNG.
Dude, I would get maxed, like, 6... I have it on video of me, like, on Discord with my buddy, like, being like, dude, I got fucking max hit 4 times in a row. This is absolute bullshit. Like, I'm getting so mad. Like, non-stop like 24s and shit getting dropped on me, and it's like, I'm praying magic, I have fucking Arams in a mage book, like I have like I'm risking like so much. If I accidentally skull, dude, I'm fucked, you know what I mean? Like I'm losing mills at this point. Like like I would use an imbued heart, bank it, and then like run out, and I'm still struggling to kill it. Like I was doing like pulling every trick out, but
wow. So
what happens, I kind of went off topic, but what happened was I scouted the Guthix demon, then I quickly went, grabbed my shit, came back, summoned it, went to attack it, and some other dude summoned like a Guthix demon at the same spot as me. It despawned mine, spawned his, and then it's like, your demon has moved on. And you're like, what the fuck?
No.
And he started killing it, and I'm like, that is super gay. Go ahead, find it. And then it despawns while I'm fighting it. And I got really fucking mad again. Like, it just despawned mid-fight.
That sucks.
Those are probably what killed the most amount of time, or wasted the most amount of time. But I don't know if you had this issue, but this is how every single... Like, I died once fighting the Guthix demon, just because he fucking... I splashed, like, it's on video, I splashed like 12 times in a row, run completely out of food, he's at like 10 HP, I hit him for like 2 twos, and then he just fucking hits me with like a 20 and I die, and I'm like, I'm so fucking mad, this is the worst update I've ever seen in my life. Oh man, I was livid. But I found, I don't know if you had this issue, I would start fighting a demon, run almost completely out of food, and then I'd have to lure him out to an area where I'd have to run in and out of his aggro and hit him and run out, like, before he could attack me back. Like, kind of stutter step him, but with mage.
Oh yeah, you got kills that way?
That was the only way I could get kills. I couldn't straight up fight it because it was doing so much damage, even if I'm risking like a mil worth of gear. Like, wow. 120 magic bonus with an imbued heart bonus. And I'm still, like, having to fucking do this chintzy ass, like, juggle aggro.
That seems a bit bizarre because I struggled a bit, but I did not have that much of a problem. I was able to fight them, like, face to face, like, one tile away, every single one of them.
And you weren't getting hit that hard?
I was getting hit hard, but so the way I found I had to do it, I brought like 10 Cerebrews, and then I brought a bunch of restore potions, and literally and then I brought a bunch of anglers as well, and I brought really welfare gear. Like, I wasn't risking anything. I think I was maybe risking Xerix or Xerikians or Xericians, whatever you want to call it, the green robes. So it really wasn't risking too much. But what I found I was doing was, like, I'd basically do like a god spell. You know how with potions you can eat a potion and you can still attack?
Yep.
It won't cancel your attack or whatever, like food will.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to do that with Cerebrews I'll do an attack, Cerebrew, attack, Cerebrew, attack, Cerebrew, attack, restore potion, attack, Cerebrew. So I had literally every single cast, I was clicking a potion afterwards to drink it.
Mm-hmm.
And personally, I found the fights didn't take any skill, and they were just like completely RNG, because there's a few times where, like, I killed Sarah and I had like all my angler fish afterwards, and I was like, yeah, not bad, okay, I can run back fine. Zamorak I killed and I was like out of an inventory, and then with Guthix I basically ran out of food and I was down to 20 health left. But a bunch of those fights I had to leave like halfway through because, like, he had like a quarter health left and I was like basically out. He had like three quarters of health left, and I ran out of food and shit. And I was like, this is not going to happen.
Yeah.
But then I'd come back and rinse them. You know what I mean? Like, no problem. So I found it was very RNG related, which is kind of fucking stupid for a best in slot thing, but
yeah,
whatever.
Man, I don't know. I found, like, Sarah Demon, that was okay, whatever. Zammy Demon was super easy for me, but then, like, the Guthix Demon, like, took me, like, 4 or 5 attempts, and, like, fuck, man, for a God of Balance, I was, like, so tilted.
I got the impression that some of the God spells are just weaker than the others. Like, I know they have special effects that go with them, like the Sarah Strike reduces your prayer, Zamorak Strike, or Flames of Zamorak reduces your defense or something like that.
Like magic. I think that one is your magic.
And then Guthix does your defense, I think. Maybe your attack. I don't know. But that shouldn't really matter with the demons, right?
I don't think it doesn't really have an effect on them. I don't know, though.
It might explain why the Zamorak one was the easiest for you, because it was also the easiest for me. Mm-hmm. I think I mixed up the Sarah and Zamorak when I was explaining it earlier, but yeah, I found the exact same thing with Guthix, where I was like, holy fuck, this Claws of Guthix is not hitting him at all.
Yeah.
And there's no way this is like just a weaker spell compared to the other two, because the only difference is the special effect that comes with them. So I don't know.
Mm-hmm. It's just super weird. Like, not saying it should be like Inferno, but it should be something more interesting. Like, it was so... I remember when I was reading the update, I'm like, man, this could actually kind of be cool. But then you're kind of like, there's zero mechanics. It's all RNG. The whole point of this update is to get killed while you're doing the boss or doing the demons. That's the whole point.
Yeah.
Like, there's like
basically
the whole, it's like RNG. Am I going to get jumped by a team? Which happened to me twice. And you're like, okay. You're
tele blocked.
You get TB'd, you get Ice Barrage too, and you're, well, it's not like a full Ice Barrage, but you get frozen for a bit, and then you have to, like, panic, and you're looking for other people. Like, fuck, who barraged me? Like, it's like, I don't want that, like, I don't want someone to, like, to be like, man, I want to get this will be fun, and then they have to go through, like, I want it to be, like, a cool experience, or, like, you go to the Mage Arena, maybe you, like, unlock the second floor, and you do these cool, like, events. You know what I mean? This cool like combat thing that like isn't instanced, and it's like actually kind of hard because all this shit goes on. But
yeah, like I agree. The hot and cold part of it, when I saw that in the dev blog, I was like, oh, this is cool. That's pretty neat to bring in there. Doing it, on the other hand, I was like, this is kind of lame.
yeah, see, I thought it was kind of neat too. Like, cause like, oh yeah, it's like the old days of like clue scrolls doing like the sextant thing. Where you like get the coordinates and stuff, and you're like, okay, you kind of have to figure it out because you're like a noob and you gotta learn how to do it. But like, I don't know, man. I just got really, really annoyed.
And I know we talked about it in length about how kind of lazy we both kind of felt this was, but after doing it, it kind of really confirmed a lot of my feelings about it and some of the community's feelings. Because, like, I was looking at the map you posted about where they spawn and stuff, and, like, there's not much of a pattern to it except for...
Multi.
Yeah, it's in multi, and it's around, like, the Dragon Isle and stuff like that, or whatever it is.
The worst thing is, I'm pretty sure you can lure Callisto to, like, 2 of the fucking demon places.
Probably.
And one of them, like, you have to, like, stand in certain areas in the multi-combat because the greater demons will just fucking run you down. They just start chasing you.
Greater demons, poison spiders.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like, it's really annoying.
Like, the way I kind of got the impression was, like, they printed off the wilderness map, put it up in the lunchroom, and was like, okay, each Jagex mod gets a dart, and we're gonna throw it, and that's where they're gonna spawn.
Yeah,
but make sure you aim for the middle because it's all like in a circle sort of deal.
Whatever's like the closest area in multi that your dart lands, that's where it's going. Please don't hit Varrock. Like,
why did none of them appear on the bridge that's over that lava pit where you have to go for a clue scroll?
Yeah.
To the top corner. Or how about where the fountain, I think it's where the Fountain of Rune is. It's like a broken down castle and it's like a maze.
Yeah. How about this? Why the fuck does Chaos Elemental aggro me on like one of the goddamn spawns?
That's teleports awesome. You away from it and the dude just
I'm fucking killing Guthix, I think, and the Chaos Elemental just aggroes onto me, and I go, well, this run's done, and I have to run all the way back to Mage Bank and just, like, get food. Oh my god.
There's a lot of really cool places that, like, nothing really happens there, and, you know, they get kind of forgotten and stuff like that. There's a broken down pirate ship that you can go into, like, the hull of it. Nope. You know what I mean? Like, that, not gonna go there either, so... It's kind of bizarre.
Kind of lazy.
And then...
Yeah.
I'll try not to drag this on for too long. But the dialogue.
Yep.
The fucking dialogue. Like, this... You would talk to him and he goes, bring me each heart from each of the aligning gods, or whatever, and I'll imbue one of your god capes. And you're like, okay, cool. Bring him back. You bring him a heart. And he repeats the same thing every time.
Yeah.
Bring me a heart of each of the gods, you know, and I'll imbue your god cape. Okay, here's my last one, or here's my second one. Bring me each of the hearts for the gods. You know what I mean? You're like, really? Like, not a unique dialogue for each one, which it's not hard, but at least let him say thank you.
Yeah.
Like, that's it. Would make more sense. But the way it did it, it's like, you know, when you play Pokemon and you talk to the same NPC and he just repeats, like, it's a lovely day outside. Talk to him again. It's a lovely day outside. You know what I mean? It's like, come on, man. It's 2017. I expect a little bit more.
My opinion, they're going to rework it next year. They're going to redo it.
Yeah, I agree. I think they will as well. I believe it's going to go the same route as the original Zaya and the original Neve's Cave.
Yeah, I think they're going to just, like, scrap it. Like, if you don't have a magic goal right now, like I did it because I wanted 94 magic ASAP through bursting. If you don't have a goal like that, I would just say, like, fuck it, man, just wait. Like, I mean, you can go do it, obviously, if you just want to get it. I'm not, like, don't let me stop you, but I'm pretty...
Well, it might be easier now than if they ever rework it, because they might actually put mechanics in that you need to learn.
But like, it wasn't fun. I would rather be here right now saying, yeah, I never got it because it was too hard, but it was kind of cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah, something like the Inferno. Like, I guarantee you, your first attempt in the Inferno, you're not going to be like, what a fucking waste of content. I can't even beat this. It's too hard.
Yeah.
And then before, I don't know if you have much more you want to talk about it, but I just got one last thing I want to bring up.
Okay.
So I had to go train my god spells in the Mage Arena first.
Yep.
Like, because I just didn't have the 100 casts.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how you go from having your Mage Arena 1 being that, and then your Mage Arena 2 being this. Because Mage Arena 1, it's pretty easy. You go in this little Mage Arena, first off, you need a knife, because you gotta slash some web, pull a teleport lever, boom, you're in this magic arena. There's a bunch of other different, there's like a Sarah Mage, a Zamrock Mage, and a Guthix Mage, and they're kind of walking around and stuff, and when you're originally doing it, you gotta fight Collodion, and he kind of changes to a bunch of different forms, and then you gotta kill him, and then when you kill him, you're able to get the God Capes and the God Staff. But then if you want to use the God Staff to cast the Sarah Strike or whatever it is, you need to use that spell 100 times within the Mage Arena.
Mm-hmm.
When I was in the Mage Arena, I was just like, man, this is kind of a cool area. Like, it's an actual arena. You know what I mean? It's not just like, I don't know, it's just more work I felt was put into that. And then another funny thing I found, this is random, but still has to do with the Mage Arena. For anyone in the future who has to go get your Mage Cape or whatever it is and train your magic spells in there, be careful. There's a lot of people who dress up as the Saradomin Mage, and they can look identical to the Sarah Mage.
Yep.
And they try to trick you into casting the spell onto them.
Yeah, just go for the Zamrock and the Guthix. That's what I did.
Yeah, do that. Maybe turn off your the ability to attack them, but yeah, always fight the two guys.
The thing that's so good about that skull trick is that you have to left click Sarah or like Zammy or Guthix spell, and then you have to click onto them, so you like even if you have like hidden option, you can still hit them with your magic.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah, you just can't like straight up left click them. So that's what's so nice about, well, not nice, but so smart, I guess, about the skull trick. Just go after the Guthix and Zamrock guys. Don't even stress yourself out.
Yeah, but it was pretty clever, because like I'd see the first guy, and I would go like, oh, that's pretty clever, just to let him know that I'm aware that that's him.
Yeah,
because I'm like, okay, hopefully he'll log, because I don't want to accidentally click him still.
Yeah,
but what I found the same player would do is they'd log out and then log back in to trying to look like they're spawning. Like Sarah Mage just spawned, so you instantly attack them. So then I was always being super careful, but there was a point where I had 3 different people doing it in the same world.
Oh my god.
I was like, come on, guys. Like, there's like double the amount of Sarah Mages as there are of the other 2.
Yeah.
It's pretty good, though. So yeah, a lot of people are doing it, so be careful.
Yeah, they're just following each other in a circle. It's a little obvious.
Yeah.
Doing little crop circles.
I don't know why. Like, why couldn't you just put the demons in there? Like, I feel like that would make more sense.
Yeah.
Throw them in the Mage Arena.
I think we know why. We can touch upon that after the updates during the community stuff.
Little spoilers. Okay. And one more thing I wanted to mention, because doing the little Revs party last night, it kind of reminded me, and then talking about this now reminded me right now about it. Remember snowball fights?
I don't, but I remember you mentioning it last night, but...
Yeah, so I don't know if it goes on anymore, but back in the day, they used to have this little... It's usually like a little clan event. Sometimes other clans would do it against each other. They're called snowball fights. Basically, everybody would just bring Wind Strike, which is the very first spell you can cast.
Okay.
And the max hit you can do is 2. But you'd basically have a free-for-all with just doing Wind Strikes. Is it Wind Strike?
Yep.
Okay, yeah. Anyways, level 1 spell. And like, yeah, your max hit is 2 with it. And it's just like a really slow-paced fight, but it's really fun to just like slowly tear away at each other. You die, you're not really losing anything. You bring like wizard robes, because you could do it in free-to-play and stuff, but I remember always doing it at the Fountain of Rune area, which is just like, I don't know if you've ever been there.
I've been around there for like clues and stuff.
Have you been at the Fountain of Rune?
Yep.
Okay, so you know about, it's like a bunch of walls are kind of broken in and stuff, and it turns into this like little maze, right?
Yeah.
It's a great place for stuff like that to happen, or like little clan fights to happen and stuff like that, but I really want. I would love to do something like that in the future. Have a little snowball fight because you're not risking anything. Basically, any level can compete, right?
Yeah.
You know, you're not gonna be bringing gear that gives you percentage damage boosts. You know, like, haha, my wind strike's hitting 5. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because it's just for fun and stuff. So I like stuff like that, though. But
yeah,
I think that's about it. I think we can move on.
Want to get into the news?
All right, tell us what we got going on this week.
Not too much. I'm not sure if I mentioned this, but you can win a gaming laptop this Christmas.
Okay.
Yeah, go on their Facebook page, you can enter your details, or you can just go on like the Oldschool website and go to the news section and just click the link they have. Enter your details and yeah, you know, you got a chance to win a laptop, a Razer Blade Pro.
Wow, that's pretty badass. So I just quickly looked it up because you said enter your details here. Wasn't too sure what that could mean, but literally, it's one of those classics, like this post and share it with your friends.
Yep,
to get a better chance of winning.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, basically like their Facebook page and then share it with your friends. Then each one of your friends that likes it gives you a second chance of winning it.
Yeah,
not sure how that entirely works. I'm gonna do it right now though. Oh, sorry. And then you also have to fill out your email address as well as your in-game name.
Yeah.
But it seems like this is solely on Facebook. So if you don't have a Facebook page, you probably have to make one in order to compete in this event, I guess. Not compete, but join the competition.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty cool.
Pretty badass, though.
Yeah, nice little Christmas giveaway. I like it. But yeah, on to the actual updates that came out this past Thursday. They added a settings option to Looting Bag, so you can control what happens when you use a stack of items on the bag. So you can have it like ask, like as of right now, if you go to use like, say you got like, 10 Dragon Bones on you and you go to use them on them, you have to go through another dialogue option to put them all in there.
Yeah.
Well, now you can go into the settings and make it so it automatically stores the maximum amount that you can.
That's awesome.
Yeah, really nice update. Good.
It's very clunky to kind of put items in there because, like, if you put 1 in there, automatically goes in no menu. If you put 2 in there, you get 2 options, 1 or both. If you put 3 in there, it's 1, both, or all. And then if it's 5 or more, it's 1, 5. You know what I mean? Like, all. Then you get X. Like, you want to put an X amount in there.
Yeah, depending on how much you got, it's like different buttons you got to press to actually get them all in there.
Yeah, so it's not like you can get used to, like, okay, I push 4 every time to put all of them in there. Because if you have a smaller amount, you might not have 4 options.
Yeah.
Super fucking annoying. But yeah, that's great.
Mm-hmm. So the Artie Diary Cape, the Ardown Cloak, the medium cloak has had its farming patch teleport limit increased to 3, and then the hard diary up to 5. They were supposed to implement this like 2 months ago. This passed a long time ago, but they finally got around to doing it, which is nice.
Yeah, you gotta get those PvP updates out, apparently.
Yeah.
That's perfect timing, because I just started doing farming, so this is...
Nice.
Not started, but
Yeah, got back into it. Same thing, leaf bladed battle axe. This was supposed to be implemented a while ago, but a buff has finally been introduced. It'll deal 17.5% more damage against both Kurasks and Turos, and its slash accuracy went from 50 to 72. So now this makes it, I believe, the best in slot when you're killing these two on tasks. It used to be the sword. So yeah, that's pretty nice. The Chronicle, so you can now hold 1,000 charges in your Chronicle, and you can do your daily buy limit of 100 to buy, your charges or whatever. So that's gonna be really nice for like Deadman mode and stuff.
Did you ever use the Chronicle?
Low level Iron Man and Dead Man mode. It's the only time I ever use them.
Do you know what they do? It does?
Yeah, it teleports you to the Champions Guild.
Is that it?
Yeah, south of Varrock.
Oh, you're right.
Yep. Super nice. It's really good for like new accounts. It's cheap as hell and Varrock telly. Pretty nice.
Not bad. Did you know there's a guy right at Lumbridge who would teleport you to Barbarian Village right outside the security stronghold?
I didn't know that, but I saw that in a video somewhere that I don't remember where.
Yeah, maybe that's where I saw it as well.
Yeah, I don't know, pretty interesting.
Just these little things that you, like, never notice. And you don't really have a reason to see it, but, like, shit.
Yeah.
Where did that come into the game? Fuck.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty nice. Mythical Cape Design Competition. So they have narrowed down the 3 capes for their Dragon Slayer 2, and there's no logo on them. They said a lot of people submitted capes with logos, but they don't want them because, Legends Cape and stuff like that. They want to keep it nice, crisp, and clean. I don't know if you have the image up, but which one's your favorites? They have like the Yatar Ek. He's got one. That's the first one. Jaxscape, which is number 2, and then Archelon, which is number 3. Do you have a favorite?
Yeah, well, let's quickly try to describe it, because even though this is probably a terrible idea to do for like an audio podcast kind of thing, but one of them is just like a teal and yellow cape, kind of looks pretty standard, but then it's got some like
frilly things,
ribbons frilly from the Legends Cape. So imagine you cut off the bottom quarter of the Legends Cape and you tuck that into that. The second one reminds me of like the Quest Cape, like it has the same color scheme.
Yeah, the white, Quest Cape, defensive cape type look. The white is like purely white with like a blue trim. Very lot of triangular type angles on it.
Yeah, and then the third one looks like a rune color
Legends
Cape. Yeah, with
it's more filled in, more linear lines and stuff.
Yeah, with like a black diamond at the top that attaches it. So
yeah.
Personally, I kind of like the number 2 design.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's by far my favorite.
Yeah, and it is the one that's winning in the polls right now.
Good.
So
good.
They're all pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you like the color scheme of the second one though?
Yeah, I like it because it fits with the like it goes from the Legends to this. Like I like it because the Legends kind of like a white, grayish, tattered looking type thing, and then like the Hero's Cape, whatever this is supposed to be called, the Myth Cape, whatever. It's like a nice, pristine looking bright white with like some blue. The colors have been used a lot, but I kind of like it.
It does look good, and when I do think of Mythic, I think of like a lighter tone sort of deal. Like I instantly think of it's probably because of the Mystics gear, similar name.
Yeah.
And that's blue and white, so this is pretty similar to that. Looks good. I'd like to see it in game because hopefully it looks a lot different, a lot more distinguished than the Quest Cape.
It will be a little bit darker because of the game engine. Keep that in mind.
Okay, that's weird, but sure, yeah.
Happened with the Inferno Cape, if you don't remember that big fiasco.
Yeah, I think I remember talking about it as well.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Pretty cool. Pretty smart, Jagex. Get the players to do your work for you. Yeah. You can check out the site. I guess I'll do it right now. I will post the image in Discord. If you're in Discord, take a gander. Maybe I'll give her a little pin. And
yeah, we have a Wilderness podcast text group, I suppose, but we'll throw it in there, and that's where I try to keep all like the podcast things that we talk about. And if you ever want to submit questions and stuff, you can always use that channel as well.
Mm-hmm.
Because I usually look at that one quickly before we start the show to see if anything was said in there and stuff.
Yeah.
And anything interesting that we talk about on the show, I'll post in there as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Moving on, we have the Dead Man Tournament. It begins December 4th. or the tournament week, sorry.
Cool.
Monday, December 4th.
Sweet.
Yeah, ends on Saturday the 9th, and the final live stream will begin on Saturday the 9th at 7 p.m. GMT.
Right on. So do your conversions, I guess,
Yep.
right?
Yeah, this will be a really good Deadman
okay.
mode, though. Final hours completely changed.
Yeah. I'm excited to see this one.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty good. Sorry, give me 2 seconds. Yeah, that's pretty much.
Hopefully, I can actually move into the house before then, so I can set up and fucking maybe watch her on the big screen. Maybe you can come over. I'll have some brewskis and we'll watch the Deadman mode tournament.
Have a little LAN party.
2 p.m. in the afternoon. Fuck.
Oh yeah,
It's early.
I think next week maybe they're gonna have a Christmas event. Maybe 2 weeks from now they gave a little teaser of it though.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna help out Santa, you know. I'm down because I need that song unlocked. It's like the one thing preventing me from my music cape.
Nice.
I need to get that done. And yeah, so be weary of the Christmas event that's kind of rearing its head around. And seeing how now it's December, King of the Skill has officially ended.
There it is.
They haven't announced any winners. They're making sure that, you know, not everyone was cheating, but most people in first place or like near it were cheating for a lot of the skills.
Mm-hmm.
Little heads up. I know there was a little fiasco with the mage, rank 1 mage. He was having alts and clans help him out because he was alking ecumenical keys or some shit. That's how he was.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. We'll find out who actually wins though. All that good stuff. They have their anti-cheat specialist on the case.
Fucking Detective Jagex.
Yeah. But in other news, you can now log your kills, like your Revenant kills, through the Slayer gem.
Okay.
So, you know, why not?
The reason I think that's weird is because right now the Slayer ring only logs your Slayer monsters that you kill.
Yeah, I'm assuming you can get Revenants as a task.
Yeah, but I mean like Slayer task as in you need a Slayer level to kill them.
Yeah, I know. It's a little weird, but they really want people to grind out Revenants.
Plus, I know I'm nitpicking, but you know, I try to point these things out when I notice them. Even the demonic gorillas, which count as a black demon task, and you need to do Monkey Madness 2 for it. In order to check your kill count, you need to go to where the demonic gorillas are, and there's like a sign that tells you your kills. Like you have to physically go to that spot.
Yep.
Or virtually.
Physically in a virtual world.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty much it for news. I'm sorry. I have to bring this up because I keep forgetting to do this. This isn't my idea. Let me just go back. When I was training construction, I was like listening to random podcasts and stuff. And people had suggested to like watch Alkin RS. He's like a YouTuber, RuneScape YouTuber.
Yeah.
And this past week, he uploaded like 3 1-hour long videos of him just kind of rambling while he just like skilled and did random shit. And so kind of like a podcast-esque format, but just in a YouTube video. And so I was just like listening to his thoughts, and one of them was based on like the PvP updates. And he actually like brought up some pretty cool ideas or like opinions that we had kind of completely brushed over, and I just kind of want to go back and just get your 2 cents on it.
Are we going to be complaining about PvP updates again?
No. The main thing is the one that he made this point that like I never really, I mean, I complained about it, but like he put it a lot more like elegantly, I guess. And that, you know how like the votes didn't pass because like people say that PVMers vote no despite PKers and stuff.
Sure, yeah.
So think of it like this, like when there's a PVM update or like a skilling update, it generally just kind of affects people in that community or like people that prefer that, right?
PVMing?
So let's say a new Slayer boss comes out, right?
Yeah.
People that like bossing and like doing Slayer, they're like, you know, fuck yeah, cool, I'm down. But if you don't boss, it's like, okay, whatever. I don't really care, right?
For the most part, you do have things like, I'm going to use Zulrah. I know it's not a Slayer specific, but
Yeah.
that where they drop a lot of resources, which does kind of affect kind of how the market works a bit.
Like it fucked skillers. I mean,
and the only time it really affects PKers, I would say, is when a new item's introduced.
Yeah.
For like instance raids with the chaotic mull.
Yeah, and D-Claws. Like that really changed
the Elder
PKing.
Mull, I'm sorry.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Dragon Claws were like game changer for PKing. But it's something they also wanted. But like, yeah, right? So bosses come out, PVMers are down, some skillers are down because it makes their buyables cheaper.
Sure.
But other than that, it generally just affects PVMing community. And with...
Yeah, for sure, yep.
Now, with the Wilderness Rejuvenation update, it's not rejuvenating PvP, it's making PvP zones more active, which is two very different things, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, if you want to grow, like, if these... I complain about it, but I'll just, like, mention, like, if you're bringing out people that don't like PKing into areas where they can get PK'd, but they want, like, they're kind of being lured like carrot on a stick, like 2 mil an hour at revs, 2 mil an hour at revs, right?
Yeah.
That's fun. I mean, Rev Caves is fucking so fun. Like when we go, we're bad at PKing, but it's still a lot of fun. Like, I'm not saying it's a bad update. Like I thought it was really fun, but like,
yeah.
The reason why people
I feel like we might be a bit different. We're like a little bit of outliers. Like I'm not like, I don't know about you, but I don't consider myself a PVMer or a PvPer because I like to do like almost everything in this game.
I consider myself more of a PVMer than a PvPer, but I do like everything. So yeah, I don't know, but
I just find it's easier to PVM consistently where, PvP, there's a good chance you're going to lose money a lot, so you want to have a good bank and stuff. So I do find myself PVMing more, but like I said, I enjoy every aspect of the game.
Yeah, I like them all. But the main point like I'm making is that it's like you want to have an update for PvPers and people that like PKing. Like you want them to have more fun and like have it affect them. You know what I mean? I'm kind of phrasing it in a bad way, but like he mentioned this and like I don't know exactly what I thought about it, so I want your opinion. What if they made the PvP armors untradeable?
See, I thought about that because that's a cool idea. Although it's kind of doing the opposite.
How so?
Of what they did this because like this one you're forcing PVMers into PvPing. This one you'd be forcing PvPers into PVMing.
But see now
to get those gear.
Now that's the big thing, right? Because you're bringing people that like to PK, you're bringing them all into one area to grind revenants that you can go with your clan. It's pretty easy, whatever, blah, 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 blah. But like, if the PKers want better gear and more content, they have to work for it instead of them just world hopping and trying to attack people that are going to get mad and like maybe vote no just to spite them next time.
Yeah.
Like it keeps people like, cause people are kind of, I'm not saying like, I'm generalizing, but like, PVMers like to PVM, skillers, I mean, they're level 3. I'm just generalizing hard, but you know what I mean? Like, they're level 3, they like to skill, and like PKers, like, they would just want to PK. Like, is it bad to like, deliberately make PKers want to PK each other? And like, they're fighting over like, getting better gear that's untradeable? Like, I thought of that, and like, honestly, I would be way, 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 way more tempted to vote yes on the gear, because the PKers aren't going to the GE and buying the best in slot gear now. They actually have to work and grind for it. Like the PVMers have to work and grind for their Inferno capes and their pets, and skillers have to work for their 3-tick fishing. I don't know. I'm just kind of grasping for straws there, but you know what I mean? Like it kind of forces you to put in the effort if you want to get a benefit out of it. I don't know. I just wanted to bring that up because I thought it was like a cool concept to kind of play with, where make the content instead of like less carrot on a stick, make it like where PKers are like, they could go there and try and grind the armor, or they can just go there and fucking kill other PKers that will probably be risking because they want to get into PK fights, right? That's the whole point of like,
yeah,
it's why they like PKing is to fight people.
Yeah, exactly. That's a pretty good idea, but the only problem with putting in content to the wilderness is like, I shouldn't say the only problem, but one of the problems is like when you're doing a rejuvenation like this, there's so many different angles you can tackle it. There's the option you just mentioned where you make PvPers more active and against other PvPers, right?
Mm-hmm.
You could have it so what they decided to do is bring PvMers somehow into the wilderness to do PvM things, and PKers could prey upon them. But I feel like the goal that they're trying to get is to get somebody who might not ever PK start PKing. Like, as in you bring, instead of having PKers being more active themselves in the wilderness, maybe having a bigger PK community. You know what I mean? Like, or maybe make it so there's more people who are like a jack of all trades, who are like, you know, I love the raids coming out, but I also like to PvP. And I know there's a ton of people out there who do both. And when stuff like this happens, they kind of just they just kind of sit quiet and they just vote.
Yep.
And that's where it seems like it's a spite thing, because the only person who's like speaking up in these updates are the people who are like, fuck you, I don't want to fucking go to the Rev Caves to make 2 mil an hour. You know, but the people who are like, I don't mind PVMing in the wilderness, but at the same time, I don't mind PKing PVMers. You know what I mean? Like, normally they're not really going to be giving their opinions. They're just going to vote and then see what passes and what doesn't pass. But like, I agree that there should be more of incentive to fight each other, which you kind of have that with Bounty Hunter and stuff like that with the emblems.
Yeah, but like Edgeville's not dead. The thing that's dead is like deep wilderness PK quotes around dead.
Yeah, and that's the thing.
Yeah.
Like, how do you the question is more on the lines of, how do you get somebody who otherwise might not PvP, how do you get them into PvPing? Not just being in a PvP area, but how do you get them to actually fight back? And like actually go like, hey, I'm really bad at PvPing, but let's go and have some fun. And like a good way of doing that is like, for instance, something that like what we did with the Revenant Caves, where we weren't taking it serious at all, and we kind of were inviting anyone, like, even if you don't PvP or you're not optimal PvP build, some people came that were like, you'd look at their builds and you're like, dude, you're not going to stand a chance. But they didn't care.
Yeah.
We didn't care, because it was all just about having fun, right?
The only thing I cared is like if someone died and I couldn't help. That kind of bugged me a lot.
Yeah, and even like dying was expected, but the problem comes to now is like dying in PvP. Obviously, it's a lot more punishing when you die in PvP zones, but it can end up costing you a lot of money.
So, like, I hate to say it, but the best way to get people to PK is to give them a lot of money. More money than they can spend.
Yeah, if I had money out the ass, I would definitely be PKing a lot more than I do. One big barrier for me going PKing is not having money, and I don't want to, like... Not that I don't have money, but I have things that I want to save up for.
Yeah, you don't want to lose money.
And I don't want to just spend, like, a bunch of money and lose it. Because I remember when I was trying to get into Edgeville PKing, I had a DDS and stuff, but I spent like 10 mil, maybe, I'm just guessing, on a bunch of like 10 sets of PKing gear, and I bought like tons of resources to go PKing, and I was like, I'm gonna die a bunch, and I'm prepared for that. This is what this money spent to do. But the thing is, I'm still facing people with AGSs while I got a DDS, and an AGS is not something I'm willing to lose, because that's a good 30 mil right there. You know, so that's one barrier for me from PKing more than I do. It's that, like, I don't have enough money to practice and get better. I know you can do that in the duel arena, but
yeah, it's kind of a waste.
You want to have fun.
I mean, well, the average player works a fucking 9 to 5, or they're in school. That's pretty much 9 to 5, but different hours. You know what I mean? Varying hours,
yeah, exactly.
But including like schoolwork, studying, and doing projects and shit, whatever. They don't have that much free time, and it's like, you know, getting PK'd like 4 times in a night for like 300k. You're like, fuck, man, that kind of
it's damaging to your bank, and if not right away, eventually it does when you die enough. So yeah, I think that's like a problem. It's like, you know, aside from all the toxicity on both ends of it, and like, you know, the carrot on the stick thing, like, how do you get people to PvP when they wouldn't necessarily PvP beforehand? there's a lot of people who are interested in it, but like,
well, yeah, like a lot of it is that, okay, if you have extended gargoyle tasks, let's say you have 250 gargoyle tasks, because you work a 9 to 5, you get home at like 6, you have like, what, 3-4 hours of playing, if not taking into account you have to eat and shower and stuff.
Yeah, and you gotta neglect, other people in the house and
yeah,
stuff
yeah.
like that.
Like you're like pretty much the average RuneScaper. So like if you have a 250 gargoyle task, can you crank that out in a night easy?
Even that, I'm like, that's a lot to do in an evening. I could probably do that in an evening, yeah, but like, not much more.
Yeah, exactly, right? And you'll probably make about $1 million, probably like 700k on average, 700 to like a 1 million in a night. Well, at least I do like on a task like that, but like nowadays I have way more free time. So if I wanted to, I could crank out like a lot of Slayer tasks and make a lot of money in a day. But if you have like 3 hours of free time and you can't even I have a buddy who slays all the time, but like cause he's like a working man, you know what I mean? He's got like a career and stuff like that. He can't grind out multiple like good Slayer tasks and make a lot of money in a night. He just kind of does what he does and goes to bed and continues the next day, whatever. He's not too stressed out about it. But then if it like...
Yeah, for sure.
Some people work even more than that, but not just that. Like, you get a necryal task, something that you make more money on, but it definitely... Like, that's a solid, like, hour. If you have extended necryals and you're killing necryarchs and stuff and you're not bursting or barraging. Like, you make good money, but, like, it takes a long time. Like, if you have kids and stuff, that's a whole night doing one task. And then let's say you're super lucky and you spend one night doing like a 250 on average gargoyle task a night. And then it's like Saturday or like, yeah, let's say it's Saturday. And you're like, hey, I'm going to go PK. And then you're like, all right, this whole time you've been grinding money out through Slayer and you got really lucky because you got only gargoyles every single day, which obviously would never happen. Sure. Like, are you willing to lose like a fifth, maybe even a quarter of that money just dying? I mean, you might get some kills, but like you kind of go in expecting to die.
Yeah, and the problem is though, it's kind of like there's an unfriendly learning curve.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That comes with PKing, which is just okay. But like I call myself a casual for this game, but honest, I'm not really a casual when it comes to this game because I play it every night.
Yep.
For like at least an hour.
Yep.
And when I would consider casual who'd only play it like a handful of times that week, maybe only on the weekends, which is when it's fucking Clan Central out there. So like for the average casual, it's not very easy to like get into the PvP zone.
Yeah.
So that's the problem. They got to figure out. It's not an easy. That's an impossible question. You don't want to just give. You don't want some guy at Varrock who's like, do you want a PK someday? Here's 10 mil. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or like, here's PvP cash. Go buy this gear. You know what I mean?
And I'm not saying come up with better, cheaper gear. I'm just saying that like I think that's one of the biggest reasons why there's not so many PKers. And that's why like they're kind of like 2 mil an hour at Rev Caves. Come on, guys, make a fuck ton of money. Like even like we have like I'm pretty happy with the size of the community we have like on our Discord and our CC. And it's still like, it would be kind of a challenge to get 10 people that are our level willing to jump on at once. Cause we're not like an official clan with a website and like registrations. Like it's just like we're all pretty casual. I mean, some play more than others, but like, you know what I mean? Like it's very hard to coordinate a group of people to get together if you're not in like a big clan.
And to go serious PKing. Yeah. Like, that's the difference. I mean, like when we go PKing, we're all going to be on Discord. We're going to be joking around. We're going to die.
I'm going to Gmaul spec you and tell you out randomly.
Yeah, I'll get Gmaul spec by my co-host.
Yeah, I just piece the fuck out afterwards. But like,
I'm going to accidentally teleblock one of the people on our teams because I misclicked.
Yep, I accidentally, cross-bolted someone twice when we piled somebody. It happens.
But yeah, but for us, that just kind of makes it more fun because it's so stupid,
like,
right?
Rev, okay, here's the thing. This is why I kind of brought up the money. Because I've always liked PKing. My main, I jumped from pure to pure to pure builds until I just said, fuck it, I'm gonna go max out and become, like, I went from, like, 1 defense to Initiate to Void to Zerker to Piety to, like, I literally went through every, like, I want a PK and then was like, fuck, man, I don't have the money. I'm gonna just max out and then I'll learn how to PK. And then I win I do that big old stupid duel, get a bunch of money, and I'm like, fuck, I can actually get vengeance. I can get a max POH, player-owned house, and then I can start PKing. And then, I start going to revs and stuff, and go to Edgeville a couple, and it's so much fun. Even if it's, I'm not making money, I've lost money every time I've gone PKing, it's still, it's worth it. Yeah. And it's because I don't care about I have enough money to go, alright, I can just pick up where I left off and go back to PVMing if I want. But whatever.
But to answer your original question before, just so we can pull this a full circle around before we move on, about the PvP armor, I think that'd be a great idea, but I don't know if one of the complaints in the PvP community is, that they're not able to fight each other for the most part, because adding that in, I don't think it'll really bring as many people in as it's gonna, split more. The Edgeville might not have as many people, the PvP worlds might not have as many people, you know what I mean? All the areas might just kind of split a little, lose some people who are gonna go do that. I don't know if that's gonna fix some of the problems within the wilderness, be a rejuvenation.
Well,
it might give the illusion of more activity, but
yeah, I would have assumed with something like that.
It's a good idea. I think that's probably one of the, maybe not one of the better ways to do PvP armor, but it's one of the ways. Yeah, I don't know if it's better or not.
I would assume that it would kind of bring clans closer together to kind of make them want to control worlds and fight each other. And then give PVMers some space to do some bosses where they're still going to get attacked by other smaller clans that can't compete for those. And I don't know. But yeah, whatever.
It's an interesting it's an interesting way of tackling that problem. You know what I mean? I don't think it's an easy question. That's the only thing.
Yeah, I really like to see if, I literally got that idea, or I heard that from Alkin, and I really started thinking about it a lot. But I want to know how the community would react to untradeable PvP gear.
You got to remember, a lot of PvPers, I assume, because I know some of them do. I don't know if it's a large portion, but it would make sense to me if this is how they kind of funded themselves, was through bonds.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I could believe that easily.
Because, if you had the money to spend on bonds for in-game money, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I wouldn't be surprised that, if a bunch of PvPers are kind of, they spend bonds because they don't want to spend, the 4 hours they have after work grinding gargoyles and stuff like that. They just want to get right into it and go PvPing. But I think it'd be interesting to see if this problem's still around, let's say a year from now, because I think the best way to rejuvenate the wilderness might be to bring in a bunch of new players from from the mobile RuneScape client that's going to be coming out. That might bring in a lot of people who are like, wow, this PvP is fucking nutty. I can't wait to get into this shit. You know what I mean? It's so cutthroat. When it comes to MMOs, it's a pretty unique PvP style. Most games, it's you die and you don't really lose too much.
Yep.
This game, when you die, you lose time that you spent getting the items.
Yeah.
Basically. So, it'd be interesting.
Yeah. Alright, do you want to move on to the next?
Speaking of clans, got some juicy drama going on within the RuneScape community this week.
Yeah, it's all,
and I'm sure you've heard all about it.
Yeah, it's freaking everywhere. But
kind of primed this episode a bit last episode about there might be a little bit of a conspiracy going on, but this week we kind of got more about it. So, is this something you want to start talking about?
Yeah, I can jump into it.
All right, so we got some juicy conspiracies going on. Okay, Deagin, you wanna start the convo?
Want to take her off? Okay.
Let's hear.
So there is a clan called Frontline. It's kind of hard to. There's a lot of backstory to this, but there's a bunch of clans and there's a lot of scummy stuff that goes on in between them, like doxing and DDoSing and all this stuff. But alleged.
Yeah.
The most popular clan, and we've talked about them before, and their the allegations towards them, Rot, with their DDoSing and all this jazz. Yeah. Okay. So I don't really know how to start this off. It's kind of weird, but so there's a mod Jed, who coincidentally did this last PvP update with the Mage Arena and the Rev Caves and stuff.
Oh shit.
But so Frontlines had like a multiple part like YouTube videos on like all this stuff about Rot. And last week they had like part 3 and we kind of teased about it, but or was it, yeah, I think it was part 3.
It was actually part 2 because
oh yeah.
Because part 3 when I watched it made me go, that is weird. So quickly before we kind of start diving into kind of what they talked about, a lot of it isn't like 100% hard solid evidence. A lot of it is as sketchy as it might seem, it could be faked.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so part 2, a lot of it you could easily have faked it. A lot of the evidence, it was like a lot of screenshots about people like bitching about Frontlines, and then they're like trying to make friends with them and team up with them, and they're trying to like, it was all this weird clan stuff. But the main thing was that there was like forum posts on like the Rot website of like people saying that Mod Jed gave them a little heads up of what's to come for the Rev Caves 5 days before it was released. So it was the Tuesday of the upcoming Thursday.
As well as one of the Deadman mode tournaments that took place in the Alcarad Palace.
Yeah.
He brought up that he found that somebody made a forum post saying, you know, they got some insider information about the final area of Deadman mode being there, which doesn't seem like a big deal because they did tell everyone at the start of the tournament. But this, if you knew beforehand, you could kind of set your team up with glories that were all charged, so you could instantly teleport there.
Yeah.
Whereas otherwise, you might not have had a glory. Maybe you dropped your glory because you had a fury instead.
Yeah.
And you're like, fuck, I should have kept that.
And with that picture, people were saying it is probably the reason why. So it was someone screenshotted saying, look, there's no doors in the Alcarad Palace where you do like the Prince Ali Baba rescue, whatever it's called.
Or you train on the guards at a low level.
Yeah, they were saying there's no doors here. This is the final area. But then if you look at the actual picture, it was like he had no run energy. He was missing like 10 coins from his stack. There was a bunch of other stuff that made it really clear that he just tellied to Lumbridge and ran there and then took the screenshot.
Okay.
So that's why they were saying like, okay, that's kind of more evidence that he was tipped off. But yeah, so like a lot of things like in like the first major part, I guess, of like this whole fiasco, they were just screenshots and underlining stuff within the forum post, but you can also like edit source and like change the text.
Yeah, that's why, again, a lot of this evidence, as sketchy as like what we just mentioned, sounds really fucking sketchy. Like, oh, of course, then they're like colluding together. But then it's also just as possible to edit those pictures or edit the source code on the site.
Yeah. So
you could write whatever the fuck you wanted to on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So again, none of this, it's not solid proof. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, so the first one was about getting the first forum, like more important forum post was about them getting tipped off, like through Jed about Rev Ks. Another one was apparently Jed tipping them off, saying that they're gonna fix the Dragon Spear stack thing. And I think we mentioned it like when they first fixed it, and it was you could stack the stuns with the Dragon Spear, right? And then they changed it to you couldn't do that anymore, but then like within the post they say Jed's really trying to fight to keep it like a 3 Dragon Spear stack at least, but you know.
Yeah. And which ended up being just a 1 stack.
Yeah. And then
which is how it was now, but it is now.
Yeah, and then there was forum posts about Rot looking for people to dox and DDoS people in Frontlines and in another clan. Sort of the J. I don't even know how to pronounce the name, but I can't remember what it's called. It's like Jakiram or something like that.
Yeah, some other clan.
Yeah, Jakara? I don't know. I have no idea how to pronounce that name. And, so that was kind of sketchy. We didn't really talk about it too much last episode because, like, it's hard to just talk about that.
You don't want to add fuel to the fire if it just turns out that, like, either 1, it was all bullshit, or 2, you know, this, like we're talking about it right now. What if this is all just to get attention to the clans? And next thing you know, you have all these people like, oh, I want to join these 2 clans. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And then, so then during like the next week, another, I guess it's part 3 or whatever, is
Well, let me talk about part 1 real quickly, since we kind of just quickly brushed over that.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it was just... I hope I'm not mixing this up with another one, but I'm pretty sure there was a video that came up of a person logged into a world that Rot was at in the Mage Bank, and they were all just kind of standing outside. Anyways, and I believe the guy was from another clan, and the guy appeared above, I think, like underneath the leader, but he basically quickly equipped his D-claws and specced one of the guys out, and was able to get like a spectral shield, another set of D-claws, a bunch of stuff, and he eventually got piled.
Yep.
And then in the recording, it shows him disconnect.
Yeah, and he shows how he was DDoS through packet, like it shows the packet overflow.
Mm-hmm.
The I can't think of the word right now, but like the incoming traffic, I guess is the best way to put it. I don't know, I guess I'm a bit too loopy right now, but yeah, it showed that he was like clearly being DDoSed. It wasn't like his internet died.
Yeah, so that happened, then he ended up getting killed, and he had a set of D-claws. So, you know what I mean? He lost basically all the loot and shit like that, but...
Yeah, he PKs like 300 mil, then instantly gets DDoSed and dies.
Yeah, and you gotta keep in mind that I think he killed like one of the leaders of that clan.
Yeah.
So that was the first one. So then the second one's just basically talking about the forum posts, stuff like that. And then they came up with a third video, which really kind of, at least for me, made me raise my eyebrows, being like, I
this is with
don't know what to think about some of this.
This is with the Giazzo hack, right?
Yeah,
Okay, just make sure we're on the same page. All right, so so part 3 they show like a lot of like more convincing evidence. So they end up getting his email, they end up getting his email and they hack his Giazzo account. And within the video, they show them log into it and then go through a bunch of his Giazzos. And
what is Giazzo? Do you know?
I use it all the time.
Site?
It's disgustingly awesome. It's a program you download, and there's like key you can hit like Control-Shift-C or something. There's like certain keybinds to open it up, and you can like select part of your screen and take a screenshot. Like you'll see a friend, he'll mention, "Oh, this is for my thumbnail," and you see his cursor turned like that plus symbol, and you'll like highlight a box. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like you can do that, right? You hit a couple buttons, and then you can just screenshot, or you can just GIF something. It's super convenient. Like if you have a Giazzo account, it automatically gets like uploaded and saved. I checked mine before we started recording, and I have like Giazzos from like 2014 that I don't even remember taking.
Okay.
You know,
so yeah, it's like the old days of PhotoBucket, right?
Yeah, kind of, but it's way more convenient. It's instantaneous, and like you Giazzo something, it automatically opens up like a tab or like a web browser thing, and you can just paste the image or send it to someone like instantaneous. So it's very convenient. Okay. But so yeah, it shows him hacking his account, and it's I took some notes on some of the things that they go through on his Giazzo. So the first thing Giazzo they show is a GIF of him logged on to Ethereum Girl, this account name, and and he's standing around while like bunch of people got DDoSed in the wilderness.
And I think it's the DDoS during that first video that I was talking about.
Yeah, and so his leader dies, and he has his like client open, his TeamSpeak client, like making sure like if he gets DDoS, he has it on video.
Yeah.
And that kind of shows that like they know DDoS. He's aware that DDoSing is happening, which is like, he's like, you know what I mean? They don't really talk about, I mean, they did talk about it recently with the whole integrity stuff, but I mean like a JMod is around groups of people that are clearly DDoSing each other.
Yeah.
And he's aware of it by trying to get evidence of it, but he's like allowing it to happen, which is like a big no-no, obviously.
People were speculating that the reason for that was to like basically being like, it's okay if my clan DDoSes, but if hopefully the other clan DDoSes us back, and then we can get them in trouble for that.
Yeah.
So that's some next level PvPing.
Yeah.
It's like IRL PvPing minus the
F keys 2.0, dude.
F keys?
F keys, like swapping between inventory.
Oh, okay. I was like, is this some other fucking lingo that I've totally missed out on?
But yeah, and then so for the next Gyazo clip they show is Jed spectating somebody, like a friend of his, because the name is in green, so he's using like OS Buddy or something, but it shows the person dueling somebody. And you see him do his Dragon Battle Axe spec, and then you see his cursor move off from the client, and you see the duel like just about to start, and then the world gets DDoSed.
Mm-hmm.
And so people are like, clearly he DDoSed. I don't think that's the case, but it is kind
of just opening up another tab.
I mean, let's just say his cursor doesn't move off the screen. It is fucking weird that he has a Gyazo of him watching a stake go down between a clan member or like a friend of his, and you see the guy use a Dragon Battle Axe spec, which would give you an advantage, but then also, like, maybe if they're allowing specs to, because, you know, some duels do allow you to spec, right? You'll do DDS whipping or something.
Sure.
And, you know, if you're Dragon Battle Axe specking before the duel starts, and then you have all retaliate, you have your whip equipped, you left click, and then the world goes down, you get your spec out, you have a good advantage over the other player.
Oh, yeah, that's true. But why would you be making a video of yourself DDoSing if, let's just say, you were? Why, you know what I mean?
Exactly, right? It's stupid. But the whole thing is, it's weird that is a Gyazo that went down. Maybe he thought his friend was going to get DDoSed. And so he's watching, you know, he's recording to see if it goes down. Right? I'm not saying that his friend's DDoSing, but he knows, like, it comes off as like he knows a DDoS is going to go down, or he's like speculating one's going to go down.
Yeah.
And he's just kind of standing there watching it, and you're like, I actually had to watch that Gyazo like 6 times over because I could not find where the duel, but it's in like the top left of the screen. It's kind of hard to spot, but it's super weird. That like, it's kind of like, I'm not saying he's doing it, I'm not like, regardless of who is DDoSing what, it's just weird that he's like aware that it's probably going to happen.
Let's just say he wasn't aware it's going to happen. That's super unlucky to get that on video, or super lucky depending on what side of it.
But you can also delete shit off your Gyazo.
Sorry?
You can also delete shit off your Gyazo account. It's not permanent. Why is it still up there?
That's what I'm saying. It could be super unlucky that maybe he accidentally got it saved on there and then forgot about it or never even saw it.
Yeah, I don't know. See, the weird thing is looking at the Gyazo account, it's pretty empty compared to mine, dude. I have like, I can't even go through all mine. I Gyazo like 8 times a day pretty much.
Yeah, okay.
I Gyazo shit on RuneScape to send to my buddies so I don't have to like, you know, I can just be lazy about it.
Mm-hmm. Alright.
But yeah, so I'm not saying he's been deleting his Gyazos, but it's just weird. It's pretty empty. Maybe he's just not as like meticulous as I am of like saving shit. But
yeah, who knows?
There's like an irrelevant point I just made. But the next thing is kind of weird. It's kind of creepy, I should say. Is the next thing they show is an image, and they blur out the name in the picture and the first name of this person, but it's a Gyazo of somebody's Facebook profile picture. And it's their name. It's like their picture, their name, whatever. It's like just a Gyazo of it. And this person is linked to a Rot member that had gotten banned from Rot right after the previous part of the Frontlines releasing part 2.
Yep.
They banned this guy Spencer, and they were looking for people to DDoS or not DDoS, to dox him. They're like punishing Spencer, like it was on their forums and shit, part of like all the evidence that they've been collecting. And this Gyazo is like of his sister or something.
Yeah, that is like super creepy. That would actually piss me off. You know what I mean?
So like 1, he's doxing, or 2, he's like kind of like a fucking stalker or something. You know what I mean? Like there's
allegedly.
Like, why would you have that saved on your Gyazo?
Again, could be an accidental why would you have it saved in general, right?
But the thing is like for Gyazo, you don't like, it's not like print screen. You have to select what you're taking an image of.
Oh, I thought it was kind of like OS Buddy. You could push a button and then, picture saved.
You press a button, your cursor changes, you can hit escape to get out of it instantly, but you have to click and highlight it, and then it immediately opens up the image.
Yeah.
So it's not like you go, oh, I accidentally Gyazo'd. Like, oh no. It's like, it's very deliberate. Like, I've never...
Again, this is all alleged. None of this is 100% solid proof. Because I was going to bring this up now, but I guess I'll make the disclaimer since we're kind of going more in depth about it right now. But can we be certain that that's his email address? Like 100% certain.
I believe I can double check right now. I'm pretty sure the email address has his full name in it.
But what I'm just saying is, like, let's just say, could Frontline make that address and then make their name, Mod Jed's name to frame him?
But this, I was gonna go into it, I think, next. I guess I will go into it next. That same email they put on like a grab my or the whole hack scare story. You know that website I mentioned? They put it into like a website.
You went through a similar problem where some guy had pulled up a bunch of your information, and remember they were following you at the GE?
Yeah. So like they use a site very similar to that, because that site had gotten, like, sourceleak.com or whatever, had gotten taken down because people were just using it to fucking hack shit.
Yeah, you weren't using it to see if your email was leaked. You were using it to see if someone else's email was leaked so you could steal their information.
Yeah, exactly. So, they use that same email on that website, and it brings up, the website's called hack-emails.com.
Oh, great.
Yeah. So they use the exact same email on his Gyazo account on this hack-email.com, and I want to say the email out loud, but I don't. I mean, you can just go to the video. I'm pretty sure it's unnecessary, but you could probably go check it out for yourself and see it there. So like they use that same email on hackedemail.com, and then on that site, there's a paste bin that is linked to the email, and on this email, or on this paste bin, it has a bunch of RuneScape names with IPs, emails, and MAC addresses.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. It's really weird, but like, see, I don't know why the fuck you'd keep that on a paste bin. You know what I mean? It seems way too good to be true.
My problem is, when Frontline posted this video, they say in it, guilty beyond a reasonable doubt.
Yep.
And I watched this video, and I was just like, I don't think any of this, it all looks really bad, but none of this would hold up in court. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's possible.
It might add to something, but none of it is 100% hard evidence that proves that it was him. A lot of it could be faked and stuff like that. Like, you could have framed him if you wanted to put some time into it. A lot of us, I'm sitting there being like, well, who would want to do that? But then again, like, these clans seem to be, it's a lot more than just DDS specking in the wilderness, trying to kill PvP each other and take their PKing gear. It's kind of evolved into, like, how can we attack them cyberly? Yeah.
See, here's the thing. Like, these paste bins are made in, like, 2015. They were made a long time ago. I don't know if it tells you when it's been updated. Like, maybe you could go in and be updating this, but, like, you're keeping a paste bin for 2 years, and you're like, how are these IPs still the same? You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's
kind of weird that, like the one specific one that they show was made, like 2 years and a month ago. You know what I mean? And then, actually, there's one that was made on the 30th. When was this video released? On the 29th. So the day after this video. Oh, it's literally the same thing. It's just more organized, which is kind of weird. Yeah, I don't know. Like the whole thing it's super weird because like, one, it's a lot of evidence, but two, it's like a lot of like careless. Like if it was him, like okay, if I was in his position, I don't think I would allow pay spins of like, hey, if I'm actually like leaking people's information and shit, I don't think I would allow that to be like a factor or like a piece of evidence that could be used against me for like 2 years. He's not been a mod for 2 years, but like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like there's been like that shit has been up for a little bit way too long to the point where like these IPs are all probably out of date.
Sure.
Fuck, the names are probably out of date. How many people change their names like on a monthly basis? I know people that always change their name, or you're constantly like, wait, who's this guy and what? You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. It's a lot of evidence, but it's super fucking weird. But I guess we'll continue on. The last thing I have down from like their exposed video, I guess, is the whole one letter name fiasco.
Yeah, this one is this is the main one that made me go, now that's weird.
Yeah. I mean, okay.
All of it before that we talked about, like I watched them like, yeah, it's very sketchy, but I have a pretty good feeling that none of this would really hold up in court by itself. If you had something that was actually foolproof, where like, boom, this is some solid evidence, then you could add all that in. Like, yeah, look at all this. It makes more sense. But the stuff alone that we just mentioned, it wouldn't, it's not enough to like,
put him in jail.
Actually get him in trouble. But yeah, go to jail or convict him. I know this is just a game in RuneScape and stuff, even though DDoSing is an actual crime. But I'm just trying to think of it like,
be careful of the circle jerk that's like gonna happen. That's been happening. Where it's everyone hates Rot, but like all these clans do the same shit.
Yeah,
they're
exactly.
all.
That's why I'm saying
they're all DDoSing and doxing each other. So like, there's an agenda, right? You don't just expose a mod that works with the clan for no reason.
Which is why this wouldn't hold up.
Yeah, they're not justice warriors. They want to fucking win next season's Deadman mode. They want Rot to be disqualified for next Deadman mode. Why not? Gives you a better chance to win, right? Maybe hashtag Wild Boys will take a W.
Yeah.
We're coming in hot this season, I'm calling it.
We're going to be the RuneScape fucking FBI.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, talk about this name change one, because this is the only one that makes me like really go, no, like, I don't understand this one.
Yeah, so you'll have to fill in some parts, because I dove into like a lot of this other stuff, but I don't want to go too far into depth, because if I don't want to sound like I'm jumping on the bandwagon, like, pitchfork witch hunt shit. But
get them.
I just wanted to make sure that like there's no clear holes in all their other, but there is a lot of holes in all their evidence. When I was actually like, when I got off the video and started looking for it myself, you can find a lot of weird shit. But with this letter name fiasco, I didn't go too much into it, so you're gonna have to like fill people in a bit. But to my understanding, there's a bunch of one letter names which are a thing. They're like really unique.
Super rare.
They're super rare and really unique and therefore super valuable. And a lot of them, I don't know how many, was it like 5 names or 3? There was a couple one letter names that had randomly been, I guess the accounts had been hacked. They would get double name change and their names would instantly get taken by like another player.
Yeah.
Do you want to fill them in? Because you probably know a lot more about this than I do.
Yes, I know a little bit because I saw like this part of the video is the only one that made me go, well, that's bizarre, because you can kind of confirm it for yourself. For instance, if you add Y or another name was G, you could see that it was someone who recently had a name change.
Mm-hmm.
So I tried to look a little bit into this, and there was actually a user on the subreddit named Maxi, and he had posted like a week or two prior saying that his account was hacked and somebody stole his name and stole some gold and stuff, but he's a pretty high level account and he wasn't as concerned about the gold that he lost as he was about his name. And it should be kind of obvious that a name like this is valuable. You could potentially sell it for real life money, for quite a bit of real life money. That user had said he had offers in the past of people offering billions of gold for that username. Yeah, so he made a post about him being hacked, and he said he didn't sell it. Go through, if you go through his chat history, you would notice that he had declined many times about it. Again, he could have reward traded it. That's always the possibility. But he wasn't even banned himself. So you start wondering, why wasn't he banned then? That's a pretty big deal. Yeah, he was just like a high level player. And that's not really enough to say like, oh, well, that player would never do anything wrong because, he's been playing for a long time. He's a veteran and whatever. He also does post every week on the Oldschool RuneScape subreddit. He does a transcript of the Q&A that he puts onto the subreddit. That itself takes a lot of time to do, because it means you'd have to listen to the Q&A and then type it all out, and then you have to kind of put into a nice and sexy format to make it easy to read. For me, that just tells me he's a little invested into the community and the game itself, if he's kind of taking the time out to do that. Again, doesn't mean a whole lot, but it's kind of like character evidence, right? Back to the name changes. So yeah, a lot of people lost their single letter names, and then coincidentally, a bunch of the clan leaders or high-ranking members received those names. That could be where like maybe they traded the players for the names, maybe bought it off them for whatever, or maybe they were lucky and just snagged that name when it was available. Just was like super lucky. Like I got the name Dilz, which is a 4-letter name, and I'm surprised I was able to snag it that easily. Mm-hmm. And I have had people message me being like, dude, I really want that name. And they'd be a similar Dilz name, but they'd have a couple extra letters and stuff. And I was like, honestly, if you were like 2 weeks earlier, you would have got it.
Yeah.
After this whole kind of fiasco of all these videos coming up, a couple days ago, Mod Matt K, a Jagex mod, he made a post on the subreddit being recent allegations. So I'll quickly read this out, because this is him kind of responding to it. And if none of the mods ever responded to this, we might not be talking about it right now. But this is one of the main reasons we're talking about it, because it actually got them to kind of look into it a bit. Which, whether that means anything or not, I guess that's up for you to decide. Anyways, this is what Mod Matt K says. Following allegations made against Mod Jed, we have thoroughly investigated every allegation and piece of evidence provided. We are satisfied that no wrongdoing has taken place and that no further direct action will be taken. As part of our commitment to both our players and our staff, we will always fully investigate any allegations made against a Jagex employee. As I'm sure you will agree, as a development team, we endeavor to be as open as possible with our community. However, in matters which impact our team's privacy, it is only right that the details remain confidential. What is clear is that there is more we can do to convince you of the integrity of the team and to ease any fears of dishonesty. Firstly, we will be assessing whether or not direct involvement in any competitive clan is the right thing for an employee of Jagex to do. We all want a development team who play and enjoy Oldschool as much as you do. And whilst clans are integral to RuneScape, our participation within them is something we will have to review. We are committed to ensure that no one player or clan is given any treatment that could be seen as preferential in any way. Obviously, this is a very sensitive situation, and everyone will have their own opinions on what they believe to have happened. But rest assured that we are satisfied with the outcome of our investigation. We ask you to respect the outcome and work with us to move forward. So we made that post, which kind of says they looked into it and nothing really came out of it, right? Mm-hmm. Which, again, like I said, that's up for you to decide whatever that means and how much they looked into it. Around the same time of that post, the clan members that received those 1-letter names, they got reverted to their old names and they all kind of lost it, and the old people who had the names got them back.
Yeah.
So that made me think something had to have been up.
Yep, 100%.
That's very weird for, that to have happened.
I mean, that proves that those accounts were definitely hacked, and those, like, for their names.
Not just hacked, they could have been sold, though, right?
I guess, but, like, the Y guy, he's very involved with the community.
Yeah, he is. And, like, that's what I'm saying. It's kind of character evidence, and, like, when I look at his posts and stuff, and I look back at the things that he kind of posted on Reddit and stuff like that, I don't see as him actually doing that, but I wouldn't put it past someone to still kind of do that, right?
Yeah.
I don't think it's out of the question. In regards to the name change, because somebody said, like, okay, you guys said no wrongdoing was happening. Can somebody explain the name change part? Because it did happen in the video, and then it all got reverted back. So something's going on there. So Mod Sween made a post as well. Not a post, but a comment on the same thread. And this is what he says. Yes, someone just asked what's the story behind it. Not saying Jed was involved, but something must have happened if the original accounts got them back. So he says, this emerged as a result of the investigation. It's unrelated, and our anti-cheating specialists within the support team found that in some instances, the name should be returned to those who lost it. That's not to say that the people who lost the name broke the rules, but the players they obtained their names from may have done so. Because when he says, like, the people who lost the name, he doesn't know if the people who lost the names broke the rules, but the players they got the names from may have. It's kind of a weird way to say it, because when you say lost the names, do you mean the original people who lost the names, or the clan members that lost the names in the end?
Yeah.
And the players they obtained them from sounds like he's referring to the original people. So it sounds like that Mod Sween is kind of saying that it may look more likely that the people who originally had the single letter names either traded them for gold or real world traded them. It's that's a very weird one.
Yeah. And, like, how do you link that to Jed?
So I think the way they did it in the video was,
well, I'm trying to remember. The thing is that Jed changed his name at, like, the exact same time that the one character name changes were going on. At least one of them were when G was being traded. It could be a coincidence, but I mean, like, if you were, like, Jagex, even if you knew Jed had something to do with it, how do you prove it?
That's the thing. A lot of this evidence, you can't prove it one way or another unless you go to his, like, home computer and you search it, right?
But even then, he just throw a magnet on his hard drive and walk out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, but, like, rip his bitcoins. No, but seriously, like, it's super weird because, like, this is the third time. Is it the third time? There's been allegations towards, well, I guess maybe 4 times. There's what? Mod Reach. There's Mod Matt K.
Yeah, that was, do you want to quickly give a summary of what happened there?
There's Mod Reach, Mod Mad K, and isn't there another one?
And then there was a Mod Silent.
Yeah, okay. So there has been, like, JMod corruption in the past with...
Well, alleged corruption.
No, 100%, because Mod Jed got, like, fired from... And they made a post about it.
Mod Reach, you mean?
Did I say Jed?
Yeah.
Fuck. God damn it. All right, you heard it first from the Time Lords. He's getting kicked from Jagex. No, sorry. Mod Reach got kicked from Jagex, and so here I can actually read the post real quick. I'll go over it.
Well, the thing is, in that post, they never say that what he actually did.
Yeah. So he was responsible for the Granite Mall being fucking completely changed and how it is today in terms of, like, the insta-specking on people. He added a bug into the game that allowed you to become invincible with the Granite Mall. And we mentioned it before, but you would pretty much do it at Court Beast, and you could just get, bot accounts with, like, 50 attack, 50 strength, and you could just kill Corp straight up. Just by doing this invincibility bug, and he was abusing it and making a lot of real life money with it.
Because he was selling gold, right?
Yeah, he was like
allegedly. Because this is where the Jagex doesn't actually come out and say what he did and stuff, but I believe he posted a picture on Twitter or something of him buying like a $150,000 car or some shit like that.
Yeah.
And you don't get, the Jagex mods don't get paid that well. I've heard that.
Yeah, not well enough to get a car like that. So there is video evidence of Modreach playing the guy and doing it. Playing a character. What was the guy's name? I don't know what his in-game name was at the time. And during this invincibility glitch, a guy got 80,000 kills on Corp on like a bunch of different accounts. So, I mean, and they, they saw that he was doing some shit, but they didn't really tell you exactly what he was doing, but they fired him. There was Silent Core who was killing people with his moderator powers, right?
Yeah, so like the mods, when you're on your Jagex mod account, you get this potato, and if you ever watch the
bot busting streams and stuff,
yeah, the bot busting stream, yeah, they use this potato to kill like one hit people, and it does like it all in poison damage. She'll get hit for like a 98 in poison damage.
Yeah,
you'll die. So there's a video of Mod Silent in a PvP world where like some guys are fighting and stuff, and basically a guy just gets one hit for a 66 poison and dies, and he goes, "What the fuck?" And then the guy dies, and then Mod Silent goes, "Whoops."
Yeah.
He says it, and then there's video of that as well. See, that right there is hard evidence.
Yep.
He's on a mod account. You see a 66 poison splat, and he even goes, "Whoops." It's like he didn't care at all at the time.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, he got punished for it, I believe. There was that big fiasco like a year ago or so, maybe 2 years ago, with Mod Matt K banning people that were like harassing a streamer in game.
Yeah. And
they weren't really using evidence. They just said they went back and looked at their chat logs and banned them. But I mean, you could probably do that with me. You know what I mean? I probably like messaged a buddies like, "Dude, you're fucking retarded." Like probably some, not literally that, but like saying some dumb shit to them.
Yeah, yeah.
I know one of my friends. I'd be on like Discord with them, and he'd jump on RS, and I would send him a stupid message like that. And we're like in voice chat, just like as a joke, right? But I mean,
also, a lot of our accounts are so old. You can go back to when we were a shitty like kid,
dude,
and talking shit.
In like 2004, I tried scamming people's accounts with this account. It got permabanned at one point, and I had to put in an appeal, and I was at like 9.8 black marks, where if I got reported for like offensive language, I was permabanned, but then they cleared all black points or whatever, black marks.
Sure, yeah, okay.
I've literally, like, I was a kid. I literally had done scummy shit like that in the past, but I mean, he had banned a bunch of people. Like, there was, okay, I'll just say this quickly. I don't want to go into it because it's such an annoying meme. But Emily's Pro is a streamer who is known for faking cancer. So people meme on her and make fun of her for faking cancer. And what people did was they found her character in game. They like went to like the sex change person and like the changed their clothes to what she was wearing, but they literally dressed up as her character with no armor on, but they just made them bald, and they followed her around and cried.
Yeah. Did the crying emote because,
Yeah, way back in the day, she got her fire cape for like the first time, went out in Edgeville, people killed her, and then ragged her so she can get her fire cape and it despawned.
Ooh, that sucks. Yeah,
like people definitely took it a little bit too far, but I mean, a lot of people did get banned for like just having fun dressing up. Some guy got banned dressing up as a white knight and following her around. Like, I don't know. And people are say that, like, people kind of hold that against him still. People say, like, Mod Matt K has done some scummy stuff and hasn't been reprimanded, so.
But that is probably, like, the least.
I mean, that's not, I mean, you're harassing someone. Let's be real.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's like, streamer favoritism, but you're still harassing someone.
Yeah, exactly. But now we're talking about things where if this is true, not just the name changing, but like doxing and DDoSing.
He could go to jail for like 10 years.
Yeah, that's actually bad.
Like, that's like
This goes beyond it being a video game shit. Now you're affecting someone's, like, real life.
I mean, okay, let's think of it like this. At the duel arena, let's just say he didn't, like, the guy that his friend was dueling DDoSed, he's aware that, like, there was, like, 4 or 5 duels going on at that same time. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, those people got affected too. What about all the people at, like, bosses that died? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, a lot of people get affected with that, and he's been around it for, like, on that Gyazo account, like 3 or so times. Like, he's there for DDoSes to go down, and it's like...
Yeah, if that's his Gyazo account, let's just say, though.
Yeah, I mean...
It's
it's
weird, regardless.
I only say it looks like it because it's his full name as the email, and they use that email to, like, link it towards other things, but...
Yeah.
It would be 2 years in the making to kind of fuck with someone, because those pay spins are from 2 years ago.
Okay, so I think that's basically the videos in its entirety. Whether or not it's real, it's kind of like, you can't really prove it. It looks weird. You watch it, and, like, you just keep an open mind, though, that a lot of this could be faked if it wanted to.
Yep.
And a lot of people were circle jerking, especially, that's the thing, the video itself said proven beyond a reasonable doubt. But
there's doubt. There's a lot of doubt.
Yeah, I watched it and I'm like, no, this is not beyond a reasonable doubt.
Yeah.
There's...
The big thing is, they have a fuck ton to gain from this.
Yeah.
They have so much to gain from this, like, front lines as a clan. Like, if they could get Rot banned from the next Deadman mode. I mean, how do you, like, control that? You can't really, but, like, if Rot were to be disqualified and stuff from Deadman mode, and, you know, 30% of, because Rot always wins with numbers generally. They always have the most numbers. But, like, that would give them a way bigger chance of winning. So you kind of have to, like, and it's around the Deadman, like, it's starting, like, you know, pretty much by the time you're listening to this, like, the week has started already. You're probably watching Bodhi when you get home or something.
And another part that gets me skeptical, it's the videos are very sensationalized. You have, like, some hype music in the background. You know what I mean? Like, it's all being played up a lot. Like, the shit that's being shown is pretty damning, but they have some, like, music, you know, like some crazy ass music, and then the intros are super put together, and I'm just kind of like,
that might be part of, like, the community. Like, I mean, Rot has a rap song they made. You know what I mean?
No, I get that. Yeah,
it's part of the clan community type thing. It's like supposed to be the big epic expose for the win, XD. Like, I think it's kind of like the whole point, the whole gimmick of it, I guess, to make it super intense. That's the problem.
They have a gimmick when really, like, if this stuff was true, I would expect to just have some guy talking about it, explaining more. But by having this music, you know, kind of pumping you up when you're watching it, you're like, oh shit, this is intense. And they have the music helping you get that feeling. It kind of made me a bit more skeptical, especially when they had, like, I can't remember, it was like, whatever.
DMX, inspirational speech at the end.
Did they?
Well, like a 5-second clip. Okay, I wouldn't say it makes it less, like, valid because of music, but I mean,
it made me wonder, why do you put so much production into this? Because
for the fun of it. I mean, shit, if I was doing something like this, I would put, like, a lot of production into it. Like, I wouldn't just, like, hey guys, Deagin here. Hey guys, how's it going? All right, so we're gonna see Rod DDoS this. Like, you know, you want to make it like.
My argument is that if, let's say, we were in this problem, if we spent time doing productions and stuff, you're basically doing that to make the video more entertaining. Which, is that the point behind the video? Is having an entertaining part, like, you know, entertaining series of, like, 4 videos that are, like, you know, well produced and, like, meant to entertain you? Or is it meant to be like, hey guys, this is pretty fucking weird? Another video came up before that we talked about, and it was like half an hour of this one guy going over these DDoSes and showing what happened. And it was just him talking. But the thing is, he was explaining all the things to make you go, if I didn't understand it before, I kind of understand it now. Because the guy is kind of explaining things.
Well, I think, like, you kind of just, you want to make it entertaining so people wait for the next part. I mean, it's clickbaity as hell. Exposed of corruption beyond a reasonable doubt. It's not beyond a reasonable doubt. Like, it's all clickbaity and to, like, keep you...
Maybe that's my problem. It seems more clickbaity than it should be.
I mean, I'm not saying it's true, but I'm not saying it shouldn't be less true because of, like, the way they go about it.
No, but my problem is it helps start the bandwagon.
Oh, yeah, of course. But, like, before these videos came out, there were people making posts on the subreddit that were being mass reported by Rot and going auto-hidden, and it was a big issue.
Yeah, exactly. And, like, so all that just seems really fucking weird. But does that confirm anything 100%?
Well,
I wouldn't say 100%.
There's
right?
100% that Rot DDoSes and Rot gets DDoSed. That's a given. There's DDoSing going on both sides. And if you're in the clan, you know that's happening. If you're out PKing, like, we're aware of we don't even PK, and like, everyone's aware of the DDoSing that goes on.
Yeah.
It's been a thing since Oldschool started back up again. There's always been DDoSing going on, like, since day one. You play, like, when I play EVE Online, like, there's people that DDoS and dox I stopped playing that game because people fucking DDoS and dox each other all the time. Like, it's if you're, like, within the community, you have to be aware of it. Like, how do you, like, we're not in a clan, but we're aware of the DDoS and that has happened. And if you're, like, high up in the clan, that is, like, being accused of DDoSing, but you're also getting DDoS the same. You know what I mean? Like, he knows for sure it's going down, and he's, like, involved with it in the sense that he is in the bubble of where it happens. I'm not saying he's doing it, but, like, he's in the circle of where it's happening, which is weird for someone who is, like, a moderator who, like, works for the company to kind of go, yeah, it's part of the game. He hasn't said that, but, like, you know what I mean? Like, he hasn't done anything to stop it. In fact, he released a PvP update. Even if all of this evidence is fake, he has to know that his clan and other clans that he fights against, well, I guess not anymore because he stepped down after, like, all this big shitstorm. He left Rot. Yeah,
so he did make a Twitter post saying, like, after all this is going down, he thinks it's better for, you know, himself and the game in its entirety that he steps down from Rot.
Yeah, he says, I understand my involvement with Reign of Terror has caused concerns. I am stepping down from the clan from my position in the clan with immediate effect, and I remain committed to the game and the community. December 1st, he made this tweet.
That right there is hard evidence that he was in Rot. You know what I mean? As for if he's actually quitting it, that's a hard one to say because we all know that, like, friendships get made when you're in clans and stuff.
Yeah, but he also has other accounts too, right?
Yeah, so
we know he's got at least one other one. But the main thing is like, he is being directly, like, his clanning experience is being ruined by DDoSing. He should be, out of all the JMods, he should be the one trying to squash it.
Oh, definitely. If you're participating with some of the top-ranking clans.
I mean, that's like, I understand.
When I hear about the problem of DDoSing with other clans, I'm sitting there being like, that's so stupid. Like, we're all playing the same game. Just PK each other. That's what you want to do. It doesn't make sense to DDoS each other, which it does make sense to want to DDoS each other, but, like, you kind of taken the fun out of the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, it becomes a whole nother game of hide your IP, hide your kids, hide your IP.
When that should never be a problem in the first place. It should just be like the old days of clan fights where it was full rune and free to play fighting each other. And, you know,
but we're not like 12 anymore. We're like 20 plus with disposable income, and some people are like, hey, I'll fucking go buy some DDoS services. Fuck it, I'll get 300 mil when I kill this guy. Like,
yeah, exactly.
But I should say that, like,
which is kind of sad to say. And sad to see it going on in the top tiered clans, you know,
I mean, it happens in every sandbox game like this, where there's, like, a monetary gain. But, like, the main thing is like, okay, maybe it's not Jed's job to like stop DDoSing. But I mean, like, maybe his role within Jagex has nothing to do with that. You know what I mean? Like, he should, like, not even worry about it. But I mean, like, as someone who enjoys the clanning scene, it should be, like, what he is, like, hey, guys, hey, whoever's involved, with the cheating. I forget what mod's involved with the integrity, the anti-cheat guy.
Infinity, I think.
Yeah, Infinity. Hey, Infinity. I collected a bunch of evidence on my Gyazo of these DDoSes. You know what I mean? Like, no, I'm making a joke. It's not a bunch of evidence.
Yeah.
It's fucking nothing. But I mean, like, he should, like, I mean, okay, I'm only saying he should because if I was in his shoes, I would be, like, going out of my way to try and at least ban the people that are DDoSing. Cause, like, one, it deters them. Two, if you can get beyond, like, reasonable doubt that they're DDoSing, you can fucking put them in jail and make them make an example out of them. Cause that's like, it's costing them money when they DDoS a world, but it's also like, people don't understand how fucking illegal it is. It's a big crime. Like,
it's just
stupid.
Just not nice. It's just not very nice. I remember when, a few years back during Christmas time, I don't know if it was some stupid Lizard Squad bullshit, whatever the fuck that means, or if it was 4chan, but somebody DDoSed the fucking PlayStation 4 and Xbox servers.
Yep. Dude, League of Legends used to be getting DDoSed nonstop when I played it. Like, yeah, I mean, they get caught eventually, thankfully. Yeah. They go to jail, and then, what are you in here for? DDoS PlayStation Network. So worth it. So many kids didn't play Call of Duty on Christmas. It was awesome.
What'd you do? I stabbed a man. Oh, you know what I mean? Like, fucking mincemeat. But anyways. Yeah. But yeah, so a lot interesting shit going on there. It's fucking soap opera in the RuneScape world today.
Oh,
week,
yeah.
I should say. But I don't want to talk about it too much in length, but I found it weird in the post that they said that they were going to discuss and kind of figure out whether or not mods should be able to be in competitive clans. It's bizarre that that's even a question to me.
Yeah.
Do you feel the same way?
Yeah, I think you have what's a good example? It would be like, fuck, I don't even know. Just go on. I can't think of a good example.
I'm trying to think too. Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with being in a clan in itself, but when you're a Jagex mod, you need to just have the foresight to know that if you're going to be in a clan, and let's say they eventually become big and they start competing, that you should probably just, on your own, step down.
The big thing is that he was in the biggest clan and the most successful clan too, like the best clan for like ever. Like Rod has been number one for pretty much ever in Oldschool.
For the most part, and you should just have the foresight, because the thing is, like, it puts you in a very bad position where, like, when Rot wins a Dead Man Mode tournament, people start getting shifty eyes and they look at Mod Jed being like, something going on over there.
Even if they have no right to, people will get salty and go, Mod Jed did this, he helped
and
them
the thing
win.
is, you kind of open yourself for those accusations, whether they're valid or not. And with this all happening and him saying he's going to step down, if Rot wins another tournament, it's never going to stop now. He's lost the trust within the community.
Well, it's a living meme now. Mod Jed memes will be like a meme till he stops working for Jagex. And even then some, like, it'll always be a meme now. It's just another thing to add to the fire. More fuel.
It's just, yeah, like, I personally think he put himself in a very bad spot where there's really no winning for him.
Yep.
You know?
Okay. I have a question. If this past Wilderness Rejuvenation update was, like, good, do you think people would be hating on Jed so much?
That's a good question. I mean, yeah, honestly, all this stuff, people would they wouldn't be talking about how this update was him as well.
I mean, it was a pretty bad update.
It was a bad update, so it's just like you could just add it to it as well.
Yeah.
But that's just so absurd. It's funny. But the videos and all that stuff are pretty damning.
You know what? I'm just excited for part 5 if it ever comes.
Yeah, part 4, yeah.
Oh yeah, part 4, sorry. I guess and part 5 and as well. But yeah, I don't know. It's all silly. We should just call this the tinfoil hat time or something like that.
Tinfoil hat time. I can dig it.
Yeah.
That sounds
All right, you want to hear? This is something I was looking into.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Want to hear part 2 of my tinfoil hat time? I'm taking over this section. I'm sorry. This is not really Mod-Ed related. I'm sorry. I think we beat this fucking dead horse and its babies. Okay, my second part is more of like it's like what I think will happen in a year from now. You ready for this?
Okay.
My prediction, get your hat on. This time, like the beginning of January, a year from now, we're either gonna be bitching about microtransactions in old school.
Oh no.
Or it's like right around the corner. You want to know why?
Why?
Okay, so check this out. I found out some fucking weird shit, alright? Let me just make sure I get the name right. I have it here, but I just want to like double check. Alright, so have you ever heard of Sumla Whales Report?
Never.
Okay, so Sumla Whales Report is a community-esque, you opt in type of it's a database that you opt into for mobile games. All right. So this came out around 2 years ago. So what Sumla, like what this Whales Report is it's a free thing that all mobile developers can opt into. And what it is that it shares data between whales within mobile gaming. So all those Clash of Clans, Clans of Candy Crush, Crush the Clash Clans, like all those fucking clones, like most of them, if not probably all of them, like a good majority are probably signed up for this Whales Report. And what it is that it takes data from your purchase, from like your company's purchases, and it records what like the whales are, and it even has categories for like how much they're spending on your game, and they have stats like, 80% of, mobile users stop playing within the first 2 weeks or something like that.
Yeah.
And that's the whole point, right? You want to cycle through as many people as possible to get like the people that get addicted, those kids or gambling addicts, to stick to your game. And what it does is it records how much, like, let's say I'm playing Clash of Clans. I spend like $3,000. It puts me in as like a category like 2 whale or something like that. It's got cute names for it, right? Like I'm a humpback whale or some shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it will say, it records when I bought like this much money, when I spent this much money, what did I buy? When I spend them, when I buy like gems, how fast did I spend them from my account, and how frequently am I spending gems? Like, it tracks all money.
Damn.
Real life money. And then it sends it to, if you're signed up. So let's say I go from Clash of Clans to like Candy Crush. It will send all my whale spending habit data, everything, to like the developers of Candy Crush.
No.
And yeah, but the thing is, like, the more people that do it, the more it records, and the more data it gains on whales and all the, all that shit, right?
So it's like a network for microtransactions in the mobile world.
It's a network to track gambling addicts and little kids with a credit card. Like, that's legit what it is.
And all the companies basically work together to see what the possibility of their game, what the profits they could be making, potentially.
And here's the big thing. So, you ever open up Clash of Clans and it says, or like Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, hey, we're having a deal going on, right?
Yep.
So, if you're getting notified, dude, this guy spent $10,000 in a month on this game a month ago or 3 months ago. He's playing your game now. He's been playing it for like 3 weeks now. And it will tell you, this guy. You could literally like give him special deals if you, or like kick a deal out for him to get him to spend money.
One person specifically.
Well, like you like as a developer, you have the ability to do that.
Yeah. Wait, for like one person specifically, or are you just giving it to everyone because of one person?
You could do it for everyone. You could like have people just get deals. You could have like a randomized deal thing. Like you can do it legally. I mean, as long as it's not like $1 is a bazillion. Like, I mean, you probably could do that, but you're not going to because it's $1. You know what I mean, though?
Yeah.
So like they're able to track like, holy shit, we have like, this is our highest peak of whales on our game at this point. Let's start pumping out crazy deals right now. Let's get them hooked. And so the reason why I'm mentioning this, so mobile beta comes out in about a month or so. The premium membership and the premium shield emotes have already come out in Old School. So I got mine. I got the bronze shield. That's, you know, feels bad. I want the gold shield, obviously, but I'm gonna stay with the bronze shield. But with mobile, so what I'm thinking is Old School's gonna come out. I'm not saying Jagex would subscribe to this Whales report thing because if Blizzard, I mean, I don't know what companies are subscribed to it. Like, I have no way of knowing unless I make an app and get accepted into the little networking thing. But if like Blizzard could easily be involved in it. Probably not though, because they have their own tracking. They have like shit in their app to track how long you've been out there, like looking at their store and stuff. But like a company like Jagex, which it's not super big, but it's a good, like, I call it an indie company because it's not really, but you know what I mean? Like, it's got like a good sizable player base where like I could even see like this company coming to Jagex offering like their new overlords, the Chinese company that bought them. I could see them offering them a lot of money to join the network because their data would be invaluable. And something like RS2 that already has a lot of microtransactions, they could be getting
they already have so many bonuses and shit.
Exactly. And when that goes mobile, think about how many whales are going to flock to that game. And then it's just a matter of time until it comes to mobile. So I honestly feel like a year from now, we're going to be like either bitching or like really worried about microtransactions coming into the game.
It's going to be our net neutrality fight.
No, it's something we're going to lose. It's just going to happen. We're going to have to suck it up because like, I might have sent you a screenshot or maybe I posted it in our Discord a while ago, but it was literally what I was talking about like a time ago. I don't know what episode, where I said the way they bring microtransactions in is by having cool little cosmetics that people can get behind, like Santa hat for your Cerberus coming this Christmas 2017, you know, like that type of stuff.
Yeah, or emotes with different colored shields.
Yeah. Things that are just literally cosmetics. And so Foe, he's a streamer, he tweeted, "I can't believe Old School is allowing this to happen. This is how they're seeping microtransactions into our game. This is pathetic. I'm really disappointed in Jagex." He made like a tweet, I'm paraphrasing because like I saw this like a week or so ago. But he was kind of like, you know, upset about the way Old School was going about having this emote, right? You gotta be a members to get it and shit, I believe. I don't think you can get it as a free to play. I don't know, but you get a better one if you pay extra money. It doesn't matter.
In RuneScape 3 you do. Oh, wait,
yeah.
Even in this one you do, you say?
Yeah, I have a bronze shield, so I'm pretty sure if I get a gold premium for RS3, I'll get a gold shield. I'm pretty sure.
Shut up.
I don't know for sure, but like, I just have like, I do a month by month because I unsub and I'll like start paying for bonds for a bit.
Yeah, I do month by month as well. I like the freedom of being able to cancel whenever the fuck I want.
Yeah, I don't want to feel locked in. And, but the main thing is, I was looking at his replies, and a lot of people were like, dude, it's not that big of a deal. The way Jagex has been handling this game, I welcome cosmetic microtransactions to Old School. Like, a lot of people were behind the idea.
Yeah, and like, you do see it. Like, I would see it, like, every time microtransactions get brought up, it'd always go, yeah, I'm totally against it. Like, I mean, cosmetics are one thing, because if you don't want them, just don't buy them. So that's not that big of a deal. But anything else, and I'm like, anything, that's, no. You know what I mean? Like, nothing. Anything else more than cosmetics. No, it's anything else more than bonds, because bonds are like, I don't really have a problem with it. I could see why they're in the game. They have its like purposes where people who don't want to spend money can play membership now.
Yeah, bonds work really well.
But that's it. There's nothing else you could do.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, you don't need to purchase Premier Club to use it, but the Premier Club 2018 emote can be redeemed at Diango and Draenor. Use the code Premier Club 18. And the image they use is Oldschool, guy with the bronze, silver, and gold shield, right?
I just went and got my Premier emote because I wanted to see if what you're saying is true, where like since you pay month by month, you only get bronze. But if you click it multiple times in a row, it'll go through the shields.
Okay.
It changes each time. So it's still a slippery slope. And when I saw that, I started to get worried because, like I said, it might have been last episode where it seems like if the Wilderness update did not get as much hate as it did, they might have tried pulling this as being tied to your membership account.
Yeah,
but
I could see that easily.
They got so much heat from that last update. They're just like, fuck, if we do this, we're going to start, like, people are going to lose it.
Yeah. But, yeah, that's my little tinfoil hat / prediction. I'm kind of worried.
That's
my other
worrying. Yeah, you say that. That kind of worries me a bit as well. Like, when you're mentioning whales, I should just quickly dive into it. There's 3 types of players that they say play mobile games: whales, dolphins, and minnows. Think of it as an ocean. There's not very many whales, but they're the biggest, as in they spend the most money. Dolphins, there's a fair amount of dolphins, but they're medium sized, so they might spend a little bit here and there. And then there's minnows. There's a fuck ton of minnows, but they're not going to spend anything.
Yeah. So, good example is in high school, in my travel and tourism class, I think, there was this girl that I had taken a liking to, and I would sit with her in class, and every day she would play Candy Crush, and she would just buy energy just to keep playing. Every day. And, like, I probably, like, I never thought of it, but I probably watched her, like her parents are fucking loaded. Disgustingly rich, but that's the thing. I probably watched her spend like $1,000 on that game and didn't even realize it. But, big thing is, I'm not saying that Jagex would opt into, like, this whale report, but they have bonds. That would be good information too. People who buy bonds.
All you need to see is a sale happen for bonds, and then you can start being like, here it comes.
That, or you can use bonds to buy, like, you could buy cosmetics or use bonds.
Oh yeah, no, that's like when you've crossed the line. The second you start seeing the sale, you're like, okay, they're priming the waters. They're getting ready to start bringing in more shit. This is where we got to start fucking fighting back and whatnot.
Yeah, it's a little worrisome because I'm excited for mobile regardless, but there could be some real bad shit to come along with it. But
yeah, we know the type of players that play it. Like you mentioned that girl from high school. I worked with a guy. He played a game called Boom Beach, which is made by the same people who do Clash of Clans. And they're decent games for what they are. But they are very microtransaction-y, where like you will hit a wall where if you want to progress anymore, you better be spending money.
Yep.
And I enjoy Clash of Clans where I never spend any money, and then I got to this point where like if I wasn't playing every 10 minutes during that day, I would need to spend some actual money on the game. I had a friend that I worked with who spent $20 every Friday, because that's when we got paid. He'd spend $20 on his Clash of Clans account. Which, yeah. And then eventually I was working with another guy who was playing Boom Beach, and he was trying to get me into the game. He was showing me, this is my base, da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. He's like, yeah, I can turn this gun into this gun. I can upgrade. I'm like, oh, that's cool. And he's like, do you want to see it? And I was like, sure. And he goes and he spent $60 right there just to show me something. Boom, boom, activate it, instantly upgrades it, recharges his energy so we can go into a battle, shows me it go in action. Oh, that's pretty cool. And then literally like a month later, I'm like, you still play that game? No, not really.
Yeah.
Which is, so you know, like the type of people that are just impulse buyers, right?
Yeah.
So it's worrying.
I have a buddy that I've been playing games on and off with since like 2009, and I have like a friend that listens to like this podcast, so he knows instantly who I'm talking about. but there's this free-to-play FPS game called Crossfire.
Yeah.
And he let one of my friends go on the account, and like, keep in mind, we're in like grade 9 at this point, and he had like $500 just sitting on the account. Which is fine. Spend your money how you want. You know what? Like, he like owns a house and stuff, right? Mm-hmm. It's not like he's like throwing his life away over buying, but like there's people that like, they don't drink or do drugs or smoke or whatever, and they spend their money on video games, but they like, it's the freemium that gets their high. They don't gamble or anything. They do the freemium shit. And,
which is gambling.
Yeah. Loot boxes. But I don't know. The one thing is, though, when you're mentioning about the wall, when you hit endgame on RuneScape, think about the wall. Like, it goes from, like, you want full rune, that's 250k. A bond will get you multiple sets of full rune. But now you want Bandos Tacits. I don't know how much bonds go for. I have no idea how much they go for. I haven't bought a bond in, like, a little while. I'm going to say, like, 2...
We did that giveaway and stuff. They were at 3.5 mil at the time. Or something like that. 3 mil, let's just say.
All right, so 3 mil... You know, you want to buy Bandos Tacits, they're 25 mil, but you're on mobile and you don't want to grind. That's going to take so long. That's 25 gargoyle tasks, not including supplies and repair costs. If you're lucky.
Yeah, so, or you could spend $70, buy like 8 bonds. Might be more, might be less, I don't really know. But it's probably around that, and then boom, you got your Tacits, right? So...
But now you want a Hasta and you want a Spectral, maybe you want a Dragon Warhammer. I mean, spend your money how you want.
Just one extra $100. You know, it's Christmas time. I got free money from my parents anyways. Let's just spend $100 more.
I mean, and don't do drugs, buy bonds, you know? But like...
Why not do both?
There are repercussions. I mean, yeah, I don't know.
Pretty solid theory. We'll have to keep an eye out on that, and we'll give the microtransaction reports in the future, I suppose, right?
Yeah, my last theory, really quick. Mod Jed is an android from the worst case scenario parallel universe where he kills Mod Ash and Jagex through microtransactions take over the world, and now he's infiltrating our universe to kill Mod Ash and take over the world with microtransactions. That's my last theory I got going.
Unless he's trying to save the world from potentially something different. What if he's a time traveler?
Yeah, what if he's a Marty?
What?
He's going down. He's taking himself out.
Doing
a martyr? I don't know why I called him a Marty. A martyr?
You're doing it for the good of the community.
I think it was the time travel thing that got me there. Doc and Marty. But yeah, I don't know. Do you want to get off this tinfoil hat segment and...
I don't mean to cut it off so abruptly, but, you know, this has gone a little bit longer with this, and I actually got to go. I guess we kind of lost track of time there. So I'm going to have to postpone our lore segment this week till next week. I apologize. Maybe I'll try to splice it in here. We'll have to see how that goes. But yeah, let me quickly go through it. If you guys want to follow us and get in contact with us or whatever news of the show, you can follow us on Twitter at the Wilderness RS. Our Facebook is facebook.com/thewildernesspodcast. Our in-game clan chat is wildcc. Our email is thewildernesspodcast@gmail.com. And we have a Discord that I have finally posted on Twitter, and it's also on Facebook. But if you need a link, I can definitely get one out to you in-game. Just let me know or send me an email or something. And we also have a YouTube. And if you're watching on YouTube, feel free to comment if you guys have any feelings about what we've talked about. I would love to hear. Always down for some feedback from the community and stuff like that. Still, if you want to send us your songs, you can always do that too. Always down to jam out to some RS songs. And that's about it. I guess we'll see you guys next week then.
Yeah, or tomorrow for $5.99.
Yeah. For the real episode. All right, guys, I gotta go pick up my girlfriend from work 4 minutes ago, and so yeah, we'll talk to you next week. Thanks for listening, and great conspiracy theories this week.
Oh yeah. All right, have a good one, guys. Keep those tinfoil hats on.
Yep, great detective work from Deagin. Take care. Thanks for listening. Appreciate it. Much love.
Peace.